This is it. The 2025 MLS NEXT Pro Cup. Two champions collide. Red Bulls 2 and Rapids 2. Red Bulls 2 stormed the East.
Mitchell!
A 2-1 comeback over Union 2. Rold Mitchell struck twice as New York claimed their first ever Cup final berth. Out west, Rapids 2 battled their way through every obstacle.
And Harris toward goal, it's in!
Their journey, long and unforgiving. Now, they arrive, ready to finish the mission. East versus West. Every second counts. Every touch writes history. One match, one champion. This is where legends are made. The 2025 MLS NEXT Pro Cup starts now.
It is time to crown a champion in MLS NEXT Pro in 2025. From Harrison, New Jersey, it's MLS NEXT Pro Cup between the New York Red Bulls 2 and Colorado Rapids 2. The fourth edition of this cup, and we have the Eastern Conference champions led by Michael Bradley, a former U.S. men's national team captain. Now he coaches his first title match. For Eric Boucher and the Colorado Rapids, having to go on the road, get results, but they have gotten here through some ups and some downs for the New York Red Bulls too. Every game has been at home, including this final. Welcome into Sports Illustrated Stadium with Kalen Carr. I'm Josh Eastern. So much excitement. We got the pyrotechnics behind us. These fans already were ready to crown a champion. Kalen, you played in 2 MLS Cups in your career. What are these players feeling, and probably their first title match?
Yeah, I mean, these are the moments from a player's perspective that you dream of, that are not promised and are quite rare in your career. And to take advantage and to use those nerves as a positive, that pressure is a privilege. You could see Michael Bradley speaking to his group, same with Boucher this week. It's different, there's more media pressure, but you have to be able to control that and focus on what you can control to take your chance to try to grab that trophy tonight.
The Eastern Conference champions are the New York Red Bulls 2. They played each of their playoff matches at home, and they have been dynamite in front of goal.
Yeah, they're so dangerous from each wing position. Rojas on one side and Mosquera on the other, and then that creates space in the box for the big man in the middle, Rold Mitchell, who has been absolutely flying. I spoke to BWP, Bradley Wright Phillips, the legend of this club, the best striker it's ever had, and he said this guy's the truth. Rold Mitchell scored 2 goals when they were down a goal against Philadelphia to bring them to this point. His confidence is absolutely flying with this team heading into this final year.
Last week against Philadelphia, it was a come-from-behind victory. Rold Mitchell scored a brace, and on the game-winning assist, it was Adri Mehmeti who met up with our sideline reporter for this match, Moises Linares.
All right, Adri, we're just minutes away from that first whistle. Can you tell me a little bit about your feelings? It's a big game. It's a final championship game. What's going through your mind right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so grateful to be here. I know we're all so grateful to be here, and we've worked so hard all season, and this is where we want to be, and we have our chance, to make history. But again, going into the match, keep doing what we're doing, playing our football, enjoy the game, and it'll all come to play.
Your coach said before this game, you play these type of games. You play the long season in order to give yourself an opportunity to play at the end. How big is this game for your team, and what's the message been like this whole week?
Yeah, again, enjoy it. Go out, play our football, nothing changes, and when we do the things that we do right, everything comes to play in the game, and nothing's going to change the way we're going to play, the way we're going to press. And again, if we're doing the right things, everything's going to come and everything's going to fall into place.
What does Red Bulls 2 need to do in order to be able to lift that trophy at the end of this game?
I always tell the guys before the match, give 120% for everybody that's, brought you to where you are today, for everybody in Red Bull, because today we're representing the club. And, to go out and win a trophy, to go play for a trophy, first of all, is just a surreal feeling. And to bring the trophy home would be a great feeling.
Adri, thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Building you up to first kick from MLS NEXT Pro Cup 2025. Red Bulls and Rapids. First kick is next. Handshakes before first kick tonight from Sports Illustrated Stadium here in Harrison, New Jersey. MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. New York Red Bulls 2 and Colorado Rapids 2. Our referee today is Jeremy Shear. Always an honor to referee a final, and for Shear, his first final as a head referee. It's Austin Holt, Fernando Fierro, and Trevor Wiseman that round out the officiating crew. For Colorado Rapids 2, their journey to this final, it has not been straightforward, but they've gotten the results necessary, Kalen.
Yeah, but they've had the resilience, and they had poor results. They had lost to each team they had to play in the playoffs, and you could see they played with a chip on their shoulder to try to prove some players wrong. This is a clever little finish here from Bassett on the quick turn in the semifinal just to bring them to this point. But, you know, the ability to get out in transition, Watuta has been excellent in time and space, and it all goes up to Bilo Diop up top. He has been excellent in that number 9 position for the Colorado Rapids.
And we caught up with Dauda Amadou before the match.
All right, Dauda, the big moment is finally here, and I want to start by asking you, the game's here. How are you feeling? How's the team feeling before that first whistle?
I think everything is good. The feeling is good. Even the coaches, everything is great. And you have a beautiful stadium. Everybody is ready to play inside, to show what you can, why you are here, why Rapid is here to New York. You're not going to be easy. You have a very good team in front of us. You need to do everything good to win. You know, every final is not only playing, it's winning. It's about winning. We're not going to remind who is playing. We're going to remind who is winning. So I think everything is good. The feeling is good in my team. The body language is good. Everybody is happy. So it's the best thing for me.
Starting lineup tonight for Colorado Rapids 2 and head coach Eric Boucher, a 4-3-3 and the same lineup as it was in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, and the back line has been really strong. Campanolo has been steady in goal. Hossa will be able to push up from that left flank, has the freedom to push. And then that midfield, without Amadou and Bassett, they play the provider to bring Watuta into that number 10 position. A converted winger has so much talent individually in those one-on-one areas, and then they want to release those wingers with Harrison Cameron up top to Bilo Diop, who's trying to finish.
For New York Red Bulls 2 and head coach Michael Bradley, a matching 4-3-3 and as well the same starting 11.
Yeah, they've been really strong defensively, but the midfield for me is where they make the difference. They can grab control of the game. Benedetti, a best 11 player in Next Pro all season, and Mehmeti, the captain, just 16 years of age, and he's able to find that range of passing to release Mosquera and Rojas on the wing, and then Rold Mitchell has been coming in confident. He's been absolutely flying.
The head coach for this Red Bulls side, Michael Bradley, needs no introduction. Over 150 caps for the United States men's national team. He was named head coach back on June 12th, and tonight he coaches his first final as a head coach. It's a bit of a different story on the other side for Colorado Rapids 2 head coach Eric Boucher. He joined the Rapids back in 2017, but it's his 4th season as head coach of this second team and leading Rapids 2 into their first ever final. That sets the stage for the 4th ever MLS Next Pro Cup. There is the whistle. We are underway tonight from Harrison, New Jersey. New York Red Bulls 2, the top team in the East, and the 3 seed in the West, Colorado Rapids 2. Always an excitement in these finals. A good crowd on hand here at Sports Illustrated Stadium. Last week felt like a big match, and it was a big match in the Eastern Conference Final. A 2-1 win over Philadelphia Union 2 for the Red Bulls. A come-from-behind effort. But tonight, Michael Bradley, they want to start hot from the beginning. They built into that game last week. In the end, they got the goals they needed from their talisman up top, Rold Mitchell.
Yeah, and having to come from behind shows some of the character and quality within this team. And there wasn't much to separate Red Bull and Philadelphia, 2 teams that know each other quite well. But a different dynamic today. This is the first time these 2 teams have faced off, being in different conferences. So I expect these first few minutes to be a little bit cagey between both sides. We spoke to Boucher and Bradley about really trying to make sure that they've done the game analysis on the film, but it's a little different when you show up in a final. So these first few minutes, you have to come out and set the tone, but you also want to manage the expectations a little bit to try to feel out the opponent to not make any early mistakes.
Eric Boucher, the head coach for this Colorado Rapids 2 side, said, "We want to be the aggressors." Easier said than done, especially coming on the road against this Red Bull team. And in talking with Michael Bradley over the last few weeks, it's not quite the same Red Bull that we see maybe year to year all across the world as it is in the Red Bull system. They like to keep a little bit more of the ball, but they still can find that end product.
Yeah, but they have the pieces to do that. It starts with that midfield for me, where they can keep possession, they can play in and out of pressure, but make no mistake about it, if they win it and pick one off quickly, they look to go out quickly in transition.
There's Mehmeti to win it back in the middle and move it out wide for Andy Rojas. Rojas 2 goals in the conference semifinal, chipping this up to the back post. The header back in the middle, rolled Mitchell. His first touch is a blocked shot, and it's out for a Red Bull throw-in. Rolled Mitchell the brace last week, talking with Bradley Wright Phillips. He said he is the truth. He really likes what he sees out of the young Red Bull striker. This cross comes in. Campanolo is there to collect the 18-year-old in goal tonight. Mehmeti covering so much ground in the middle. Michael Bradley played a very similar position to what Adri Mehmeti plays currently for this Red Bull side. But Mehmeti has been so impressive this year, the most minutes played of any player in MLS Next Pro.
Yeah, when you're 16 years of age and Michael Bradley hands you the armband, that means something. Michael's carried the armband at the highest level in this game, both for club and country. And the 16-year-old, just the calm that he has on the ball from Mehmeti, see why he's such a special player and why they think of him so highly.
Mehmeti made his first team debut earlier this year in Leagues Cup, just that one appearance for Red Bulls. Trying to work down the right side now. Mosquera, quick give and go in the middle. Mehmeti keeping it moving. Metronome in the middle. Now Rojas has options. Rojas cutting it in and taking off the ball. Giap got tangled up there in midfield, but he's still going to win the foot race to this. Beats Colahuazo to it, trying to catch Kazi off his line. Giap, the top goal scorer for this Rapids 2 side, 15 goals in all competitions this year.
Yeah, he may have rushed that one just a little bit. Had done a good job to get in behind Colahuazo. That's a pace matchup that they're going to like. Giap to be able to find that space in behind, but just that extra little bit of calmness maybe needed in that position.
Rojas already giving some fits to Stevie Flores down this near side. Running at Harper, Rojas, the cross blocked. It's out for the game's first corner kick.
Yeah, one of the differences you'll see in the way Michael Bradley has this team set up versus maybe other Red Bull systems is the 4-3-3 with the 2 wingers, and Rojas is a talented Costa Rican player. You can see just getting in that one-on-one isolation, just pushes by and bursts down that flank and earns the corner kick.
Nate Worth stands over most set pieces for this Red Bull side. He assisted one in the conference semifinal against Chicago. A 5-3 extra time win. Worth in swinger, near post, flicked across. Colahuazo was the one who scored that assist back in the conference semi. This one, though, sputters out of play. A fast start, as you would expect in a match such as this, and good service here from Nate Worth.
Yeah, it's a good run just to that near post, and it looks like Mehmeti just who gets that slight little flicker. Maybe it comes off a defender even, and it's often that second action, that runner on the back post that can find their way in, but good early pressure there from Red Bull.
Floated out to the middle. Mehmeti wins the header. We talk about the midfield for this New York Red Bull side. It's also very strong on the Colorado side. Dauda Amadou, Sidi Wathuta have held things down very well in the middle. And now here come the Rapids. Their first venture forward, looking for Giap. There was a slip on the near side. It falls for Harris, whose cross is denied. This one out towards the corner. It will go out for a throw-in.
It's really good here from Colorado to switch the point of attack to explore that far side, and Harris in that little pocket tries to play just a hard one, low and hard across the box, and looks like they're going to set up for a long throw.
See teams all across MLS use these, and another opportunity here for Rapids 2. Comes into a good area, now top of the area, the shot took a deflection, it nearly fell for Wathuta, who was in an offside position anyway, and this will be a free kick back to New York.
That was one of the better long throws I've seen that came, I think, a lot further than Red Bull were expecting, and that's part of the wrinkles we talked about in a final where you haven't maybe faced off against a team to understand just how far that one might go there, but knockdown off the deflection, doesn't go in, but good action there from Colorado.
We just finished watching that Minnesota-Seattle match. Minnesota, they thrive on those long throws.
So you could give Voxel a run for his money on that.
Looking through the middle, Amadou. Over the top, this is just behind James Cameron, who's battling with Juan Mina. Mina gets there before Cameron. Cameron, who scored that game-winning goal last week. Alex Harris, the other goal scorer. Harris has been fantastic in these playoffs. As a whistle will give it back to New York. What's been so impressive about this Colorado team through these playoffs, each of their 3 opponents that they have played, they were 0-4-1 with a shootout win in the regular season against those 3 opponents. Did not get a win. Now come the playoffs, they won when it mattered most. Trying to beat these Red Bulls for the first time ever. These teams have never met. Here's Nate Worth, moves it ahead. Rolled Mitchell, saved on the doorstep over the bar. That's who you want if you're New York. And Mitchell misses 2 golden chances.
It's really well worked here from Red Bull to find the little pocket of space. It goes wide, and Rojas just finds this little slip ball in the little pocket there to Worth. Then finds it into Rolled Mitchell, and he just tries to take it quickly. There's not much backswing there. He's just trying to surprise Campanolo, and goal. Does a good job from staying behind it, but then just not able to get on top of it. But big chance there from Red Bull early in this match.
Over the top, it's Giop. This match wide open to begin. Offside flag is up, but some warning signs for that back line. Giop has been putting some pressure on.
Yeah, and Colorado actually have a little bit of similar look to them as Philadelphia Union last week, where they can go direct at times, and Michael Bradley's going to have to keep an eye on that. That's a few times early on in this match where Giop was able to stretch and explore that depth, so those center backs have to be alert there.
Let's send it down to Moises Linares with more on Michael Bradley.
Hey, Josh and Caitlin, I'm right next to Michael Bradley, calm, cool, and collected so far. 20-year career. What can we say about this man? U.S. soccer legend. He knows what these games are all about. He's played in 2 World Cups, Gold Cup final, and the biggest games at the European level. But when I asked him about this particular game and his team, I said, what's the message to your team in order for them to be ready for this game? He said, do the same thing you've been doing all year. Have fun, go out there, stay calm. We played all year to give ourselves an opportunity to be here at the end of the year and play for these type of matches. One thing that he's done that's been very successful since he stepped in as the head coach is give Rojas and also Mitchell the opportunity to thrive in this team. Back to you.
It's been very impressive what Michael Bradley has done since stepping in mid-June. The team was in a good position when he stepped in for Ibrahim Sagaya, who moved up to full-time assistant coach with the first team. But what Bradley has done, he's kept that level, and he's even raised it even more.
Yeah, and the word from the report there from Moises that stood out to me was the calmness. And that was the presence that Michael brought as far as that accountability on the team, where you have a player of his expertise and what that gives to the rest of the group.
Here come the Red Bulls. Mina on the overlap. Mina cuts it back. Nate Worth saved off the line. Still loose and wide. The Red Bulls really knocking on the door the early going.
Red Bull have done a really good job of changing the point of attack, and then it's the overlap there from Mina. Does a good job where the cutback, once you get into that prime assist zone, the cutback is on there, and in the end, it's a really good play there from Stevie Flores to come behind that ball and back up his goalkeeper, and Colorado have been under pressure in these early moments.
It was Rinaldi who looked like he got a flick on it as well for the Rapids. Now it's Mosquera who stands over the corner. Mosquera in swinger, right on top of goal. Campanola punches away, and the shot by Rojas is into the stands. Eric Boucher, head coach for Colorado, said we want to be the aggressors in the early going. Seems like the Red Bulls, though, have come out and they have shown what they have been made of early on.
Yeah, it's been a really good start from Red Bull, and an opportunity there to try to hold on to that one from Campanolo, to not allow any sort of rebounds, but come to Red Bull, play against them here at Sports Illustrated Arena. It doesn't matter at what level, you have to match the intensity, number one, and two, you have to win second balls, and so far in this game, you feel like the energy side of the game is shaded more towards Red Bull than Colorado.
Here's rolled Mitchell carrying forward. Mitchell got caught in his feet. It's cleared away. It'll be out for a throw, and we welcome in Moises Linares again with more on Eric Boucher.
Shay spoke to us throughout the week. He said that, yes, there's nerves when you get to this point of the season and to these type of games, and he welcomed the nerves as well as his team, but once the first whistle sounded off, they were going to be ready to go. You mentioned the fact that one of the things he's been repeating throughout the week is that they have to be aggressive against a team that's usually the aggressor in the New York Red Bulls. He hasn't had the success. When we talk about Boucher, we have to talk about that 2023 season when he had the best team in MLS Next Pro, came up short. He's trying to kind of close the deal and be able to lift that trophy for the first time here tonight. Back to you.
Good attack there for the Red Bulls, but as Moises mentioned, back in 2023, it was the only time Rapids 2 had made the playoffs previously. They finished as the best team in MLS Next Pro that season, although they lost their first playoff match. And asking him sort of about that run coming into this run and putting it in context, he said, we all knew that that team was good, but the people outside the club didn't quite get to see it because we lost that game. That's what he's most satisfied about with this group, that the people outside the club get to appreciate what this group is made of.
Yeah, when you get to play on a platform of this level and have a chance to win your first MLS Next Pro Cup trophy, it doesn't matter how you get here or what your ranking was coming into the tournament. I believe third in the Western Conference, but able to take down some teams that we mentioned during the regular season they really struggled with. And I always like playing on teams that maybe were overlooked, or especially going into the playoffs, and you go into these championship games and the other teams maybe expected. Sometimes the pressure can fall off you a little bit, and can see if Colorado can maybe use that to their advantage.
Wasn't the cleanest start of the season, as we see a foul here in the middle. Wasn't a clean start to the season for Colorado. Eric Boucher said we were still trying to figure out who we were in the early going, but he said come July, he said he knew this team could really make a run, and here they are in the final match of the season. Here's Rojas. Red Bulls in command in these opening 14 minutes. Two really good opportunities for Rold Mitchell, who scored a brace last week against Philadelphia. Taken away in the middle. Here's Amadou coming forward. Amadou cuts it in. Plenty of space there. It was closed down quickly. That's Mehmeti tracking back from his midfield spot.
There's been a couple of times we've seen Mehmeti being able to defensively get into the right spot to sniff out where the danger is coming from, and playing in that sixth position, putting out fires, that athleticism piece. It's often something that doesn't come right away for 16-year-olds. We've seen his ability on the ball, his composure, under pressure, his intelligence to read the game, but defensively, seeing in a final, a really good job of finding the danger and getting to that spot.
This portion of the match is brought to you by Sports Illustrated Tickets. MLS Next Pro Cup 2025, the Eastern Conference champion New York Red Bulls 2. The second ever final that they are playing in their history. You have to go all the way back to 2016 for the first one, as this is over hit for Rojas. But on that day in 2016, the likes of Ryan Mara started in goal, but Tyler Adams starting in the middle, as New York Red Bulls 2 took down Swope Park Rangers to win the USL Cup that year.
Yeah, such a big part of this now is we're seeing players here playing in this match that we're going to see playing for the first team. Some have already featured, and the dream is to one day not just lift this trophy, but lift some more for the first team. And seen from Tyler Adams, not a better name to maybe mention as a young player coming through this Red Bull system that all these young players will look up to.
And Aaron Long also started in that game. He has had himself a great career as well, as he tries to return from injury. Red Bulls still on the ball, driving forward. This time it's poked away. Cameron tracking back. Here's James Cameron out of play. Loaded back out to midfield, and not along, looking for Giap. All the way back for Austin Kazi, who gets another start in goal. And it's Aiden Stokes, the 17-year-old who has started the majority of games this season for New York Red Bulls 2, currently with the U.S. Under-17s at the Under-17 World Cup. United States off to a good start in that competition.
Julian Zakshevsky Hall, also a member of that squad, but big for Kazi to get his opportunity, wait in the wings a little bit, and you get to step up in this stretch for the playoffs. He's been really good.
Here's Worth and Rojas. Running right at Flores. Rojas, couple step overs. Already a full Costa Rican international moves this off to the far side. Mina tries to go for goal. Will fall for Mosquera. Makes it on that left foot as it's moved back out wide for Mina. Mina's cross coming back post. Mitchell! Just wide. So close again for Roland Mitchell, who's trying to follow up his brace from a week ago.
Seen a couple of good looks here from Mitchell early in this match in the first 20 minutes, and it's all really narrow, but it's good patience for Red Bull to go out to the wide areas to Mina, and then just keep an eye on Mitchell just at the back post, and just gets enough leverage, a little push there just to create enough space for him to elevate. He gets up so well and does not miss by much, just inches wide. This is a perfect look at it. We keep an eye on him on that back post for Colorado.
Eddie under some pressure, able to keep it moving. Calahuazo for Nate Worth. There's that pressure, and it forces the turnover. A good step there by Sam Bassett in the middle. His brother Cole starring for the first team. Sam has been impressive for the second team.
Yeah, he's right here next to me.
Forward, looking for Roland Mitchell. For Mitchell's goals last week, it was a cross and then a long ball over the top. He was able to find those moments to find the back of the net. Calahuazo. Play through lines. Here's Nate Worth. And Dos Santos has stepped forward. Looking centrally. Mitchell tried to let that run through. Mehmeti splits his two teammates, but Mosquera is on it. Benedetti. Slide this one through. Worth moving it centrally and cleared away. Rinaldi and Harper have had a lot to do on that back line so far. Here's Giap. Using that pace to find some space out wide. Cameron goes on the overlap. Gutierrez there defensively. Here's Cameron. Amadou. Colorado can get some time on the ball. Their chances have been few and far between so far in these opening 20 minutes. Another giveaway. Mehmeti for Mitchell. Some pressure there and a whistle. Charlie Harper with the foul, and it's put back in play quickly. Benedetti striding forward. Taking in Fields. Still Mosquera. Now for Rojas. Rojas for Worth. Nate Worth. Shot is blocked. Amadou throwing himself at the shot. Mina.
Gets really tight here for Colorado with two banks of four. Not a lot of space in the little pocket, so looking to the wide areas for Red Bull.
Rojas. This one thumped away, back out to midfield. That was deflected. It will go the way of the Rapids now.
But I should be looking in that direction.
And let's welcome in New York Red Bulls head of pro player pathway, Tiger Fitzpatrick.
Hey guys, I'm here with Tiger Fitzpatrick, like you mentioned, Josh. And Tiger, big match here tonight. It's a championship game, the first one ever hosted by the Red Bulls too. How big is this game for your organization?
Oh, it's massive for us. You know, we've been a young squad throughout the year. We've gone through, you know, our growth moments and learning curves, and to be able to come through it between two coaches, obviously Ibra, Sakaya, and now Michael. For us, it's massive for the organization, massive for this group of boys, and for the fans to see the attendance now is unreal.
When we talk about MLS Next Pro, we're talking about that pathway to MLS. On your team, we have several guys that are already part of that first team. How big is it for the Red Bulls to keep giving these players the opportunity to make it to the professional ranks? We're talking about first division soccer.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of the Red Bull DNA, right? You know, for us, whether you look at the European sister clubs, you look in Bragantino, a big part of what we do is bringing and giving opportunities to the young players, to giving them a platform, and Next Pro is a perfect league for that for us. So now with the ability to have players graduate from the academy, so we have like at times this year we had 8 or 9 academy players on the field. That's fantastic. That's massive success. And then obviously the ultimate is to play in this stadium for the first team, and then for some of the boys to get off into Europe if that could be the case.
Tiger, thank you very much, and best of luck to your team tonight.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Moises. Good to hear from Tiger Fitzpatrick. And we go back to that 2016 team. So many players from that team made the jump and have made even bigger jumps after that. Same could be said for this team as well, as there's a stoppage in play here. The trainers coming onto the field.
Yeah, it just looked like a clash of heads potentially, and anytime there's any suspicion of a head injury, the referee does the right thing to allow them to come out and get evaluated. But Josh, you're absolutely right, and Tiger Fitzpatrick and pro player pathway here for Red Bull organization has just been fantastic, and the idea that that's the standard here, and I love the idea of having that ambition to say you have a manager like Michael Bradley who says I've been there as a 16-year-old playing professional, I've been in your shoes, I've made it to the highest level, I've gone to Europe, I've gone to the World Cup, and this is now for you. And that was the thing that stood out to me this week talking to Michael, was really just talking about, he kept talking about his players. I think, a lot of the media was curious about his own career ambitions as a manager, and you could tell the selflessness, how much he enjoyed working with this group this season, to find them, to be able to reach their dreams, to have success, and you have somebody with that sort of pedigree and CV that he's had to be able to give that confidence to this next generation at Red Bull. I mean, what a gold mine to be able to mine for these young players, and as they begin their path all the way up, and hopefully much bigger beyond this match.
Michael Bradley, who started his career with the Red Bulls back in 2005 for making that move overseas. This is what happened. Bottom of your screen, Colahuazo colliding there with a Rapids player in Siniwathuta. Both are good to go, and because that was a head injury, off-field treatment rule does not apply. They can come right back to play when they are ready to go. Here's Rojas. Red Bulls back on the ball past the midway point of this first half. Better chances have come for New York.
Yeah, but it does feel like Colorado have a better foothold now. They've kind of gone through those first 15, 20 minutes where they were under pressure, but now they understand their rotations defensively. They're a little bit more compact. You can see them bringing 1-2 numbers across. It's become difficult, especially in those interior areas for Red Bull, to find that space. And Colorado have done a pretty good job of keeping possession themselves when they win the ball in the middle, and just trying to see if they can find that next step to connect.
Here's Giap trying to hold play up. It's closed down quickly by Colahuazo. And it's Andy Rojas with it again for New York. And a Deddy for Mina and Mosquera. Heavy touch by Gutierrez. Mehmeti tried to close the space down, couldn't do so. And here come the Rapids. Giap, a big challenge there from Dos Santos, deflects all the way to the far side. The Rapids will have it. This part of the match is brought to you by UC Health. With personalized care in locations across Colorado, UC Health is here for you no matter where your story takes you. UC Health, live extraordinary. Rapids ranked 26th in MLS Next Pro this season in terms of average possession, well under 50%. Yet they haven't had too much of the ball. Shouldn't worry them too much. Here's Cameron getting end line. Comes back in the middle for Mehmeti for New York, and he can play out for his midfield partner, Nate Worth. Rojas. Here's Andy Rojas. He's been so impressive in these playoffs. Rojas striding forward. The deflection takes it right to Campanolo in goal.
Yeah, we spoke to Boucher during the week for Colorado about the wing play, specifically with Andy Rojas and Mosquera on the other side, and you can see he's shifted them defensively to bring two, to try to double down on Rojas. Anytime there's one we saw in the first few moments of the match, he's left alone and just glided by and did a much better job of bringing that second runner.
Nice flick there by Giap, but it was Mehmeti, who else, finding that space to win the ball back in the middle. Santos. Rojas turns it over. Giap. There's Mehmeti. Boy, he's everywhere in the middle for New York.
Yeah, but it's also that he's keeping possession. It's so clean with the first touch to keep it and then to allow Red Bull to build out towards the other side.
So much you talk about or just people in general, talk about the players who score the goals. The Rolled Mitchell's up top, the Andy Rojas is out wide. But what Andre Mehmeti has meant to this team for New York, you can't say enough about it.
Well, don't forget where that assist came from on the winner to Rolled Mitchell in behind. First time ball from Mehmeti, no look, and just saw the run ahead and immediately put it in. And still a lot to do for Rolled Mitchell. Brought it down expertly and then clever finish. But you can see already just the way he's controlled this midfield's been brilliant.
Striding through the middle, shooting chance! Campanolo got something on it, denying Benedetti of what would have been a rocket goal. Corner kick for New York.
And sometimes when you're playing against a team that's sitting a little bit deeper in, the shot from distance in the pocket is how you're going to try to draw them out. And that one was moving. It's knuckling. You can see perfectly there. Excellent job there from Campanolo to get both hands and punch that one out.
New York has been peppering Campanolo in goal so far. Another chance from the corner flag. Mosquera, Campanolo punches away. Didn't get much depth on that punch, but still able to get it out. And the Rapids can look in transition now. Goes down well, and Mina wins it back for New York. Waso, Dos Santos, and the Red Bulls can start again. Rojas. Dos Santos. Some miscommunication there in the middle. Go their direction on the throw-in anyway.
You can just see the numbers. They're trying to drop down there right on top of Campanolo, and in a crowd that can be really difficult for a goalkeeper to have to backpedal and then try to punch that one to safety. There's been a few times where he's had to punch it. Second ball can then come into play and become dangerous, but so far Red Bull haven't been able to take advantage.
76% possession so far for New York, 10 shots. They've been absolutely dominant in this game so far. Yet they still have not been able to beat Campanolo. Some contact there. Wathuta goes down. It'll be a free kick coming for Colorado.
And Wathuta is so important to Colorado as far as breaking the pressure to be able to get out of their own half. And at times we've seen Red Bull tilt the field, but in transition, you can see there coming across just a little bit late. And Colawaso perhaps fortunate enough to pick up the card, but you can see right there, really important to just break pressure, and now sets up this dead ball situation. And in playoffs, in finals, in cups, these can sometimes make the difference.
Sam Bassett has had 7 assists so far this season. He stands over this one. Bassett delivers, not enough height on that cross. And he helps it out. Here's Rojas looking in field for Nate Worth. Worth trying to go long over the top. It was just behind Mosquera. Campanolo has this one tracked down. His clearance, though, not convincing. Rold Mitchell's onto it as Campanolo scrambles to get back into net. Mitchell splits the double team. Still Rold Mitchell, deflected and cleared away. Red Bulls able to keep possession. Setting up that attacking posture again, looking to play through the middle this time. Mosquera touches it ahead for Rold Mitchell. It's a shot on target, but an easy save for Zach Campanolo.
Yeah, a few nervy moments, and Campanolo got the clearance all wrong there. And we've seen Red Bull, for the most part, dominate possession, tilt the field, and try to break down this banks of four from Colorado, but there are times where you see them wanting to go quick. That ball in behind to Rold Mitchell is a good option, and you can just see how that can catch teams off guard a little bit. But Colorado have bended, but still haven't broken to this point in the match, and haven't been able to create enough as of yet. But as you mentioned, possession part is not going to trouble them so much. It's more about, can they get out of their own end to relieve a little bit of pressure and then see if they can create that difference.
Over the top and down the line, Flores just is able to keep that in play. Here comes the cross, steered away, top of the area, and New York able to get it out very clean. Space was closed down though by Dauda Amadou. Down the line again for Cameron. Cameron cuts it back. Hossa. Options lining up in the middle. Stays in the midfield, though, for Colorado. Playing over the top. Here's Flores. Flores looking to deliver in the middle. Up in the air. It's in! The main man for Colorado. Giap scores! Rapids lead!
Well, you can hear a pin drop here. Sports Illustrated Stadium, and it's a lovely ball in behind against a high line. First time for Bassett that releases Flores into space, and he takes it first time. That's the key there, to be able to put that into that space behind the back line for Red Bull. And Giap, it's difficult because he has to reach back to it, and perhaps a bit fortunate. It clips up and down, but it won't matter at all. It's well worked from Colorado. How about that for a little spin on the finish, up and down and in and against the run of play. Colorado Rapids 2 with the 1-goal advantage.
When Colorado has needed a goal this season, they have turned to Bilo Giap. His 16th goal of 2025, and maybe one of the biggest goals of the season for this Rapids 2 side. Not the cleanest finish, but in a final by any means necessary. And just like last week, it's New York that will have to come from behind here at home.
But it was the first time maybe that we saw any sustained possession in the attacking half for Colorado. And then as they rotated the ball backwards, Red Bull had to step out and apply some pressure, which opened up that space in behind. It's a wonderful ball in there from Bassett to recognize the space, sometimes from the deepest runner, the right back in Flores. And Colorado haven't needed a lot of opportunities, 11 shots to 2, but boy did they take advantage when it appeared in transition, in behind, and once again, Giap to finish.
A moment for Stevie Flores, who had the assist. He joined Colorado when at the under 12 level. He's played all 4 seasons of Rapids 2 here with this team. He has been through it all with Rapids 2 and Eric Boucher, and a lot of credit to him for putting in a peach of a pass.
Yeah, we got to speak to him in the media availability yesterday, and he spoke about his pregame ritual, where I think he was talking about you know, having a quesadilla before every match. I don't know what he ate, but you know, the idea that you could be with your club to represent the crest of this team from the age of 11 all the way now to the MLS Next Pro Cup final, and to have a moment like that, what a dream.
Here they come again. Shootout just couldn't reach it. He was in open space in front of Colahuazo as this ball deflects out of play. And now more warning signs for the Rapids as we send it down to Moises Linares with more on the Rapids.
Josh Caitlin, Coach Eric Boucher has been asking his team to remain calm during these first 37 minutes of the first half. And if anybody knows what adversity looks like in MLS Next Pro, is this Colorado team that had to defeat 3 teams they were not able to beat during the regular season: Vancouver, San Jose, and Minnesota United FC, a team they had to wait almost 6 games going back to last season in order to win. Back to you.
A big chance there for Giap. It was a swing and a miss, but was there some contact? Big chance for the Rapids to make it 2-0. It's the Red Bulls now who stream back the other way. Rojas slowed down just a bit. Here's Mehmeti. This game has swung back and forth so many times. Mosquera now against 2 white shirts. Hossa comes away with it.
Yeah, but once again, it's just great defending from Colorado to bring that second man back. Excellent back pressing from Cameron, who's now playing in almost a left back position instead of a winger, and the game state will dictate. Might have to come back and help out a little bit more, but really good defensive from them.
Back to what Moises was talking about, this Colorado team. It was 6 losses in a row going back to the end of 2023 for their last win against Minnesota. And Eric Boucher said the last win they had against Minnesota was in 2023 when they clinched the best team in MLS Next Pro. So trying to kind of rekindle some of that magic, and also having it be a full circle moment for this Rapids 2 side. As this cross comes in, the header is looping out of play. Rolled Mitchell on the doorstep again.
Yeah, Josh, but I always say in the playoffs, you can just throw that out the window, the pass record against each other. And Colorado here having to sit a little bit deeper, and you can see just the number of runners there on Rolled Mitchell. Difficult for him to redirect that one on frame, but Colorado right now have to be so pleased with where they are at in this match. They had to suffer, they had to sit back at times, but when they got out, they took advantage.
Biggest thing that Eric Boucher has talked to his team about this playoffs has been flipping the script. All those losses against their playoff opponents, they're 3 for 3 so far. Trying to complete it here tonight. This is just too far out in front of Alex Harris. There's 3 goals, 2 assists in these playoffs. He scored in each and every playoff match so far. Back for Kazi. And his clearance upfield. Amadou. There's Benedetti, MLS Next Pro best 11 player, Nuhen Benedetti. Mina for Mosquera. Mosquera trying to motor in behind. Cuts it back, has some options. Here's Adri Mehmeti, who's lining up a shot and out of play. You don't see him come forward too much. He's only scored 1 goal this year. Decent connection there.
Yeah, it was a really good run in behind, and then the cutback. It felt like Mehmeti got that first touch so clean that he decided to have a go from distance. You can see that one is just tailing towards that top corner, but ultimately not able to get on top of it enough to trouble Campanolo in net.
This portion of the match is brought to you by Toyota. 40 minutes gone in MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. One of these sides trying to join Columbus, Austin, North Texas as MLS Next Pro champions. What a final we had last year. Philadelphia Union 2 and North Texas. It was Philadelphia who scored the first 2 goals. North Texas coming all the way back with 3 unanswered as Mitchell goes down here. Free kick on the way. And this in a very central position now for New York.
Yeah, this is so good though for Mitchell to just recognize where he is on the pitch, and just to be in between that space, to be able to get that first turn, and that little touch in front there of Bassett just invites that contact where he's got to make a decision to either allow him to streak continuing towards the heart of the defense or to bring him down, and now sets up a dangerous free kick.
It's the two set-piece takers that are standing over this. The left foot of Rafael Mosquera, the right foot of Nate Worth. It's a four-man wall, and Alex Harris draws the short straw. He's lying down underneath it.
I think it'd be pretty bold to go underneath from this distance. So
Yeah.
I think you're pretty safe to maybe find a different position, but from some distance, but gonna take a crack at it.
Options there on the far side. This is Nate Worth off the wall, deflected, and Campanola was alert enough to it to come and retrieve. Play being stopped. That deflection off the wall, putting a Rapids player down for a moment.
Yeah, the wall does its job there, just to create enough to take some of the sting out of that shot. Didn't quite see where Amadou took a knock, because the ball is not involved with him. It looked like Diop was the one that was able to deflect that shot to redirect it, but of course they want to make sure he's evaluated before we continue.
Eric Boucher can talk things over with his side. We talked about it a lot last week with Philadelphia Union 2, and possession doesn't always mean control. And Colorado are putting that to the test again here tonight, and they have a goal to show for it.
Yeah, but I felt that after the first 15-20 minutes that they sort of felt their way into the game, and it's difficult coming on the road in a final, and Boucher told us during the week they don't mind it. They've had a really good road record all season. They've gone on the road in the playoffs, got it done to get to this point, but it is different in a final. It is different when the other team gets to sleep in their own bed, and it's just a little bit more creature comforts from being around this stadium. And I thought after the first 20 minutes they really got settled defensively. They got into a little bit lower block at times, but they started to win balls in the middle of midfield, and then they were just waiting for that one opportunity in behind. And I see him speaking to his number 10 right now about he's been able to break pressure for them at times, but they need him to continue to grab the game in these moments to relieve some pressure. And on the other side, Michael Bradley, his team can't panic. They're going to stay completely composed. The way we talked about the personality, Moises highlighted it, the calm nature of Michael Bradley and him being in these positions. And just last match, to get to this point, they were down 1-0 against Philadelphia. So the message, I'm sure, if it gets to halftime, will be the same of, hey, we found our way back. We just have to continue to stick to the plan.
For Rapids 2, they traveled in on Thursday and trained here in the tri-state area yesterday, same time as the Red Bulls. Got their feet wet here in New Jersey before first kick here tonight. Here's Wathuta. Wathuta has played in big games in his career. First pro season out of Vermont. The Catamounts winning the College Cup a year ago, and what was a milestone victory for not only that university, but for the state of Vermont as well. Another long throw-in coming here for Colorado. A whistle before it comes. As we enter 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half.
And we saw the distance on the first one of this throw coming in from Harris, who absolutely launched this one right on top of the 6. So we'll see if Red Bull, looks like they're setting up a little bit deeper this time to account for it.
Harris, the long throw, good depth on it, into a good area to second goal! By any means necessary, James Cameron, 2-0 Colorado!
It's been a professional performance so far from Colorado Rapids 2 on the road in the final as far as manufacturing goals, manufacturing opportunities in transition and dead ball situations. And you can just see the way that Cameron seals off the defender there, does so well just to create that leverage brings it down calmly off the bounce. It's a wonderful throw in, and then how about this for the celebration? Colorado are in dreamland in this first half at Sports Illustrated Stadium, up 2 goals now, just before halftime.
7 goal contributions in his last 7 matches in all competitions. James Cameron, who scored the game-winning goal a week ago against Minnesota, now has a goal that puts Colorado even closer to an MLS Next Pro Cup title. Santos right out of play, and Michael Bradley now has more of a job ahead of him at that 15-minute intermission than he may have hoped for.
Yeah, and you can feel a sense of shock in the stadium because the match, frankly, looked really comfortable for Red Bull in these first 20 minutes, and that looked a little bit more of a matter of win than if they were going to find that breakthrough. But credit to Colorado for tilting this game and a 2-goal advantage.
Eric Boucher talks so much about adversity and the parity that they have had to go through in the Western Conference. He said every game has been a tough game this year in the West. It was so close in the Western Conference, but they are the team that gets to represent the Western Conference in this match. And here's Rojas, who didn't get it cleanly. He'll still keep going. Rojas trying to cut to the end line. Rojas shot blocked. Frustration evident still. Nemeti right back for him. Down the line, Dos Santos, his cross is blocked out of play. Corner kick, New York, late in this first half. New York trying to claw one back before the break. Worth for Rojas. Different angle. He puts it towards goal. Punched airborne by Campanolo. Gutierrez nods it down. It's cleared out to midfield. Worth has to win that, and he does. Thuto is putting some pressure on. More opportunity in this first half for whoever wants to take it. Worth is behind Rold Mitchell. He saw that space in behind. Here's Bassett. The last chance now might come for Colorado. Slowing things down, finding Amadou. Eyes on Jeremy Shear now. And he brings this first half to a close. And what a first 45 minutes for the Western Conference champion, Colorado Rapids 2.
They have executed the game plan to a T, to perfection. I thought they suffered in the beginning of the first half, but then built their way into it defensively, got a foothold, and then sucked Red Bull out a little bit and found the space in behind. Diop finishes it, and then the set piece, so important in these finals where you have to, those small margins are so tight. A wonderful throw in, and then fantastic finish from Cameron to seal off the defender and tuck it in.
Colorado coming on the road. They've been up against it these entire playoffs. They have a lead going into the break. James Cameron with a goal to make it 2-0. His second goal in as many games in these playoffs. Now we send it down to Moises Linares with James Cameron.
Guys, I'm here with James Cameron. What has worked for your team in these first 35 minutes? You guys started a lot more defensive than expected. What happened in the first half?
Well, we knew what was coming. We know they're a good team on the ball. We've been very hardworking and diligent in our defense, and so far it's worked out for us.
Your second goal in these playoffs, a goal that has your team winning 2-0, just 45 minutes away from lifting that trophy.
Feels great. You know, it's part of my job. So, you know, I feel a little bit of an expectation to produce. So it's nice to get that done.
James, thank you very much, and good luck in the second half. Guys, back to you.
James Cameron with a big goal for this Rapids team. And Ahead of this MLS Next Pro Cup, New York Red Bulls kicked off the weekend by giving back to the community. In collaboration with Harrison FC, the club offered a cost-free urban soccer clinic for 60 youth players. The young athletes took the field learning new skills and playing alongside members of Red Bulls 2. Even the mascot, Red, joined in on the fun, inspiring the next generation of stars through a morning filled with energy, teamwork, and the love for a beautiful game. Red Bulls have been great hosts for this MLS Next Pro Cup. The trophy is on the line tonight. The Rapids have one hand on it right now, but still 45 more minutes to go at the break of MLS Next Pro Cup. Red Bulls 2-0, Rapids 2-2. We are at the break here at Sports Illustrated Stadium. 2-0 to Colorado Rapids 2, and we will send it down to the field with Moises Linares is the president of MLS Next Pro, Ali Curtis.
Josh, Caitlin, thank you very much. Ali, thank you for joining us. Big game here today. And I want to start by asking you, you were elevated to the position of president just a few weeks ago. Can you talk to me about your role and your thoughts on this position?
Yeah, thanks. You know, we're focused on the now and we're focused on the future. It's been a great game tonight. We've got a lot to be excited about moving forward. C2 United will join the league next year as an independent team. A few weeks ago, we welcomed Long Island, the Island FC, as our 7th independent team. So there's just a lot to be excited about. AC Grand Rapids has a shovel in the ground in terms of building a new stadium. So we're really excited. There's so much going on in MLS Next Pro. The World Cup will be here in 2026, so we're going to be positioned in a great way to harness all the energy and momentum of the growth of the game, and so there's a lot to be excited about for MLS Next Pro.
Ali, you are a man who's been here, MLS Next Pro, since day one. It's been 4 years now. Can you point to some of the highlights of what's happened till this point of the history of MLS Next Pro?
Yeah, we've accomplished a lot over the last 4 years, but we still have a lot to go. There's still a lot of opportunity. We've got great owners. We've got great teams that are coming into the fold. Recently, we had our 200th signing from MLS Next Pro into MLS, and so the pro player pathway is working. We've had several coaches that have gone on from MLS Next Pro to MLS. Recently, the sporting director for St. Louis City, he was our 2022 Executive of the Year in MLS Next Pro. And so from a player perspective, from an executive perspective, in terms of what's happening in the team standpoint, there's been a lot of growth, and we're just getting started. So a lot of wood to chop, but we've accomplished a lot.
We have a big game here tonight. What does a match like this, when a championship game, does for a player when we're talking about creating that pathway?
These big nights are what it's all about. It's what every kid dreams of. It's what every coach wants to, have their tactics on the game. So these nights are great. They're just great for development. It's great for the fans. We've got a great turnout tonight here at Sports Illustrated Stadium. So it's exciting for everyone to enjoy the game. And these are the types of events and nights that really make for development and make for a great league.
Ali, we want to congratulate you on a great year and much success for what's to come for MLS Next Pro. Guys, we're going to toss it back to you. We still have 45 minutes of some exciting soccer coming up.
You are right about that, Moises. Thank you, Ali, as well. What a game we've had through 45 minutes. The Rapids in control. The Red Bulls looking for a comeback. 2-0 at the break. More halftime and more guests on the way.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Halftime of MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. The Rapids leading the Red Bulls 2-0 at the break. We said the guests were continuing to come. We have some more special guests down on the field. Red Bulls legends Luis Robles and Bradley Wright Phillips.
That's exactly right, Josh. Two legends for the Red Bulls, Bradley Wright Phillips, Luis Robles. We have a big game, and you would think this is a Major League Soccer game, but indeed it's not. It's a MLS Next Pro game. How big is this match, and how much does it say about what's happening with soccer in the U.S.?
It doesn't get any bigger for the generation, the next generation. I think we talk about development a lot, and how better to develop the players and putting them in pressured situation, must-win games. You know, not just for the players. A young coach like Michael Bradley, this experience is you can't get anything better. You know, it's a real dress rehearsal.
Now, Luis, your thoughts on the change in soccer, what's happening in the U.S., MLS Next Pro, creating an opportunity for these young players to make it to MLS?
These are all positive developments. Player development is such a key initiative, not only for Major League Soccer, but for our national teams. And so what we get to see here is an extension of what Major League Soccer is doing. And like Bradley said, putting our future professionals, the guys that will be starring in the first team playoffs one day in these pressure situations, is key to their growth. So we're seeing it on the field. It's a great atmosphere. We got some future stars on the field right now, and it's exciting for us to be able to witness all of this before they're on that first team pitch, before they're scoring in the playoffs and leading their respective organizations to championships.
Now, Bradley, when we talk about the growth of the game, what do you remember when you were young and you were playing at this level? I don't know if you had something similar. You do come from across the pond. It's a lot different out there, but here in the U.S., we can say this is still fairly new.
Yeah, I think for me, you know, playing for Man City Academy at the time and then going into the reserves, this would be our reserve league. So then at the end of the season, you get a big game like this, and that takes me back to when we played at Old Trafford. It was the first time I felt like a professional. And what that does is leave a taste in your mouth. It inspires you to want to do that every week. You want to play in those stadiums with your team every week and do it on a regular basis. And I'm hoping that's what these players on both sets of teams leave with. They need to leave inspired and with a motivation to want to go on and do more.
Luis, did you have an opportunity to experience something like this when you were a younger kid?
As a young kid, no, but I am a product of '94 USA. And so with that World Cup, I was introduced to soccer for the first time, and that was that aspiration. So everything that Brad mentioned is that aspirational piece, which is key. And so for this younger generation, as they're striving to make that first team, and they get a taste of what's happening here, it's going to continue to drive that aspiration. And as we look to the summer, and the amount of soccer that continues to come to the United States, and what the World Cup's going to be, you can imagine all these players will continue to strive because they want to be not only on this stage, and them talking about them at MLS 360, but the full team, the national team in the World Cup one day.
Thank you guys very much for joining us. I know that we're hoping that Red Bulls can turn it around. There's still 45 minutes to go. Can they turn this around really quick?
They can. I think we've seen throughout the season, Red Bull scored the most goals. Red Bull 2 has scored the most goals in the league. So it's something they're familiar with doing, but now it's about that development we're talking about. You're in a pressure situation, a big game, last game of the season. Who's going to stand up? Now you find out who you are as a person and as a player. So I know there's some spirit in that locker room. We'll see in the second half.
Over 120 goals at MLS, over 183 starts, consecutive starts in MLS. Guys, back to you. Two legends right here.
Absolutely, Moises. Welcome back into the booth with Kalen Carr. I'm Josh Eastern. We have been treated to a great first half here at Sports Illustrated Stadium. The Rapids, we haven't maybe seen this from them a whole lot. We didn't expect maybe this from them in the first half, but they've been very impressive.
Well, first of all, I got to say, Bradley Wright Phillips got me pumped up at halftime here. I love that. And him and Luis, both two absolute winners here for Red Bull's organization. But yeah, give credit to Colorado. They had a fantastic game plan, and Boucher, I think, came in and they had to suffer a little bit the first 20 minutes. But actually, once they got the ball in the attacking half, in that one moment, they were able to suck Red Bulls out and then hit him behind. That ball from Bassett, to me, broke the whole play open. Chiapp is able to finish it, but a really mature performance from Colorado coming into a big environment here in a final on the road.
Highlights from the first half, Colorado and New York, the top seed in the East, New York. They started off really hot in this game with Rold Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell found a couple little pockets. He tries to release it quickly and was not able to get it past Campanolo. Did a really good job. The rebound came at him quick, and again, on the few times, this is a big play here coming in from Flores, who would play a bigger role even more in the attack before. But those are the little small plays that in a final, they add up. They keep your team in it. It's the other one where they're able to circulate the ball on this right-hand side, and then on the back post again, Rold Mitchell, you can see the way he's able to elevate. This does not miss by much, doing exactly what you want going towards that back post. But it was a lot of this for Red Bull trying to break down
some compact defending from Colorado, who bended but didn't break it, and a couple big saves as well from Campanolo and net.
And as the half progressed on, it was Colorado that would eventually find their moment. Maybe not the cleanest goal in the world, but they all count the same.
Absolutely, and you just got to get to that spot and put some contact on it, and it's a really good ball, and it's difficult because it's behind Diop there, but he does a really good job just not panicking, just making that contact. And then this one here, this will be disappointing from Red Bull because they would have known coming in, this is exactly part of the game plan for the long throw here. It's a really good seal off Cameron to use his body to create that leverage, and then you can see the celebrations, this Rapid team. A dream first half against the run of play. None of the statistics will favor them. The shots on target, the possession numbers are pretty paltry, but that won't matter at all to Boucher. They haven't needed those to get to this final, and then once again, they've shown how efficient they can be in this first half to get this 2-goal advantage.
It has been a very impressive performance from the men from the Rocky Mountains. Colorado Rapids 2 have the lead at the break by 2-0. The players are getting back out onto the fields, and we are almost set to go for this second half. Send it down to the field. Michael Bradley is with Moises Linares.
Michael, your team had the best opportunities to start this first half, but you were not able to capitalize. What has to change in the second half to find goal?
Yeah, we have to be a little bit sharper now when we get up in and around the box. The right touch, the right pass, the right shot. So we got to push the game now in a good way, but still understand how to put out a few fires when they pop up.
Thank you, Coach, and best of luck. Back to you guys.
Michael Bradley and his side have a big task ahead of them now for this second half. The teams are out on the fields and ready to go. We could be 45 minutes away from crowning a champion here in MLS Next Pro. New York Red Bulls 2, Colorado Rapids 2, the 4th ever MLS Next Pro Cup. The second half is underway from Sports Illustrated Stadium. Caitlin Carr, I'm Josh Eastern, Moises Linares down on the field. Thanks so much for being with us here on Apple TV. Colorado has talked so much about flipping the script in these playoffs. The underdogs coming into play tonight are coming forward again here early on in the second. Clearance not convincing. Nate Worth will track this down. If you're New York, what do you need to key in on in this second half?
I think the key from Michael Bradley there was just to be a little bit cleaner in the final third and not to panic. I think the second goal did hurt them because they were in a good spot.
Over the top for Rold Mitchell. A tough angle. He'll turn this one back. Andy Rojas. Rojas! Tip save! Campanolo keeps it out! What a stop!
It's a lovely ball in behind him. Rold Mitchell just rides it well. He doesn't panic. He stays patient, picks his head up, lays it back across to Rojas, who's just looking for an angle there towards that back post, and does not miss by much, but a really positive start from Red Bull, coming out of halftime, playing a little bit more direct, but then adding that extra little bit of patience for Rold Mitchell to pick his head up and try to find Rojas. Did not miss by much.
Looked like he got a touch on that. Looked like they'll clear out of play, which is why it's a goal kick. And all the way back now to Austin Kazi on the other side. On one of your 2 MLS Cups, you scored a goal going into halftime to make it 1-0. Colorado has a little bit more insurance now, but from a Colorado perspective, what do you want to see more of, or maybe even the same from Colorado in the second half?
Yeah, and it was on the road as well, and against a team that probably was much favored in Galaxy with David Beckham and Donovan and Keane and them, who obviously came back and won that title. But I think the point is you sort of break the game down into shorter windows if you're the road team here, and you try to take it 15 minutes at a time, where you just try to really cope a little bit. You don't want to sit back and go into a shell too much, because then you're just waiting to absorb too much pressure, and it's a long time left to do that. So Colorado have to pick their moments to get out in the attack.
Here comes Rojas, lifting the cross in. Benedetti was flying in. Good defense there from Colorado to get this away. Mosquera plays it square. Mosquera keeps it moving. It's Nate Worth now. Couldn't get it cleanly. Worth getting tangled up, and the foul goes back to Colorado. The frustration continuing here for the Red Bulls in attacking areas.
It's really good footwork here from Rojas to stand that one up, and Benedetti crashing in from that 8 position, deep lying runner, and just timing a little bit late to try to get some real contact on that. But when Rojas goes into the wide areas, that pattern of having second or third man crashing in, so it's not just Rold Mitchell, and those center backs have to keep an eye on players coming from the midfield from Red Bulls.
It's chested down. The Rapids now looking forward, broken up momentarily. Cameron turns it over, comes back through the middle. Here's Rold Mitchell, laying it off for Nate Worth. Worth striding forward, moving this ahead for Rojas. So many white shirts closing down those central areas. Mina for Mosquera. And come in field, it's swept clear again. Rinaldi and Harper have been so calm at central defense tonight. Mina gets it out wide again. Mina driving forward. Mina fires in a dangerous area. That corridor of uncertainty. Rojas gets it back. Memeni. Here's Dos Santos. Benedetti for Mina. Mina tries to curl this one in, nothing on it. Mina. Benedetti, long sequence of attacking pressure here from New York. Mina. Top of the area, Mosquera. Cutting it in, Mosquera. Shot took a deflection, it's out for a corner kick.
It's good work here from Red Bull to stay patient and just try to circulate the ball from one side to the next, looking for any kind of slight opening or combination play to see if they can find any penetration. And sometimes 1v1 would be the best path forward. Mosquera tries his luck and takes a deflection, ends up with the corner kick.
Nate Worth takes the in-swingers for New York. Worth, whistle before anything could happen. Jeremy Shear, our referee tonight, would like a quick word. Logia and Nguyen Benedetti.
Seen a few times Red Bull just trying to drop numbers right on top of Campanolo in goal. The in-swinger coming in here from Worth. Keep an eye on if Campanolo can find any space or if he gets caught up and tangled in that 6-yard box.
Worth puts it right on top of goal. It's head of the way. Giop was the one. Next goal in this game is so important. The Red Bulls feel like they need to have it. There's Juan Mina. Benedetti. Sliding in behind. Mosquera to the end line, cuts it back. It ends up out of play and out for another corner kick. Rold Mitchell is in some pain. That was a heavy collision there, right at the near post.
It's a great ball in behind to just split that lane, and then right here as they're looking to cut back, and that's where it looks like things go wrong there, where as he comes down, Rold Mitchell, it looks like that arm gets caught underneath him in an awkward way, and immediately calling for assistance with the trainer, but No handballs going out for a corner kick, but a good little action in behind to try to free Mosquera. I was just looking for that cutback, but you have to keep your thoughts right now with Rold Mitchell. Has been such a massive part of this team. So much talent. Has dealt with injuries in the past. Last season, missing a long portion of the year. Have to hope that it's going to be all right. That's a positive sign to see him standing up and wanting to come right back in this match.
Because this is not a head injury, he might have to come off the field here for 2 minutes due to the off-field treatment rule. We'll see what the referee deems is the injury. And if it's not a head injury, he will have to come off the field for 2 minutes.
Red Bull again are just stacking numbers right in the box, this time with the left-footed in-swinger coming in from Mosquera.
Rafael Mosquera, in-swinger, near post, headed away. Trying to sneak it in that near post, an Olympico. This one played short. Top of the area, Dos Santos through traffic blocked as Rold Mitchell has come back onto the field. So it must have been deemed a head injury there for Mitchell as he is back on. Here's Mosquera picking up in a good area again. Mitchell trying to bring it forward. It was all ball. Referee says play on. Going to play this into space. Giap. Worth and Rojas. Dos Santos again puts it right through that 6-yard box, all the way out of play. The Rapids having to dig in defensively in this second half. Throw in here for Anderson, Hossa, and Colorado as they look to relieve some of that pressure defensively. Remember, this is a New York team that was the top scoring team in MLS Next Pro. And he lets it run through. So them going scoreless, even for this long, is quite the surprise. Look at Colorado, what they've been able to do on the defensive side of the ball. It's touched by Dos Santos. It's a foul here and a free kick back to the Rapids.
Colorado have made it really difficult in the beginning of the second half to just be tight between the lines, and then any chance they get, a mistouch, an errant pass, they're looking to collapse on it. And it's a difficult task for Michael Bradley right now because his team has to push the game. He said that at halftime. We have to come out and press the game in a good way, but you also can't panic, you can't get rushed, and sometimes you can feel some of that anxiety starting to creep up with young players where you make little mistakes that you're not accustomed to because you're pressing and pushing the match.
Foul here, free kick on the way for Colorado. The long throw led to a goal in the first half. Now they'll have a set piece from a very similar position.
Well, more than anything, it allows them to push up, take a breath, and get out of their own half where they've had to suffer a little bit. And these will be the moments where they found Stevie Flores a few times now, assists that opened this match up, and then here again, coming from that deep lying position has been a real weapon coming down that right-hand side to explore the depth.
Have not been many attacking opportunities tonight for Colorado. The chances they have had, they have put away with those 2 first-half goals. Now they have another opportunity here from a dead ball, and it's Sam Bassett who stands over it. Bassett whips it in, flicked across the face of goal, and tracked down here on the near side. All the way back to Campanolo in goal. Just trying to touch this around the corner and prevent any sort of mishap there. Wathuta. New York get it back under their spell. Turned over in the middle. Trying to move this ahead for James Cameron. Out wide, Mosquera was right on the touchline as Curtis Ofori prepares to enter this game momentarily. Wathuta drives in fields. Zini Wathuta. Cameron whips this one in, the header is saved. Austin Kazi keeps this one out. Giop the target.
Yeah, it's better moments though from Colorado, and Wathuta just showing his ability to glide with the ball, but then he keeps possession, recirculates it out wide, and then the early service from Cameron and Giop shows you the aerial ability he has there to redirect that one on net.
Taken back in the middle, trying to catch the goalkeeper off his line was Dauda Amadou, the captain of this Rapid side. Another interesting storyline of this match tonight is New York 13-1-3 at home in all competitions, while Colorado, they're one of the best teams on the road this season at 8-3-3. Though this is only the third game played here at Sports Illustrated Stadium this season for Red Bulls 2. They play over at Montclair State University. Shot from distance is lifted out of play into the supporters section behind the goal. And the sub will be made for New York. It is a change in outside back. Curtis Ofori is on. It's the end of the day for Matthew Dos Santos. Ofori, who joined the academy back in 2017 when he was 11 years old. His 5th season, though, with Red Bulls 2. Gonna lift this in behind. James Cameron could not get on the end of it. Benedetti closed down. Amadou wins it off of him. Slid forward again. Turned out wide. Wathuta. Amadou not on the same page as Giop as this is out of play. This part of the match is brought to you by Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's. New York quick to put the ball back in play. 30 minutes to go in MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. The 2 goals scored in the first half by Colorado. Giop in the 34th, Cameron 45+1. Hossa. Stepping in. Hossa wins it back. Hossa's cross dealt with in the middle and cleared away. Chances are coming. A little bit more quantity in the second half for Colorado. Mehmeti moves it forward. Worth keeps it going out wide. Curtis Ofori. Ofori driving forward. Trying to get end line. Puts it in the central area. It's cleared away again. Tracked down by Rojas. Andy Rojas bouncing in the box once and out of play. And the Red Bulls looking for anything to go their way right now.
Yeah, it was a good run there from Ofori, the substitute who came in, but you can see some of the frustration starting to come in here, and Rojas, for me, exercise a little bit more patience there. Has only got a lone runner and Rold Mitchell alone in the box, which isn't a bad option, but Puts a lot of pressure on the service to be pinpoint accurate, and isn't quite on in that instance.
Red Bulls will have their opportunities in this game. They're up to 20 shots, but just 5 of them on target. Here's Mina. Moved out of play, throw in coming, and also a sub coming. Ali Fadal will be coming into this game for James Cameron. Cameron, a goal scorer from the first half, picking up the ball from a long throw.
Yeah, he just does such a good job of just winning that position, getting on the inside of Gutierrez and just sealing him off. And from there, it's an easy tap in, but the work is done ahead of time to, as the ball comes, to seal off your defender. And there he just creates that little bit of a wedge, and the timing of that goal just before halftime allows Colorado to play a little bit freer, as we've seen in the second half.
Here's Wathuta coming infield. Mehmeti with the foul. There have not been any cards issued tonight by Jeremy Shear. Will stay that way. Just a set piece just inside midfield for Colorado. Amadou to switch the point of attack here, and out of play, just behind his intended target. Fadal comes into this game for Colorado as the first sub for Eric Boucher. 9 appearances this season, 1 assist in his last 4 seasons with Valencia, their B team. 1 appearance for the first team and also in their academy. Eddie keeps it moving quickly through the middle. Here's Ofori. Rojas. Ofori for Nate Worth. Bobbled for a moment. Mosquera scores! The Red Bulls pull one back. It's game on in MLS NEXT Pro Cup.
It's really well worked here from Red Bull. Between Ofori and Rojas to combine. They play the little 1-2, and that cutback is on there. And it looked like for a moment that for Worth, they got cut underneath them and the moment was over, but he picks his head up and plays the square ball across, and it's crucial because Mosquera can take that first time through a crowd. The right winger inverts, tucks in at the right moment, and it's a perfect pass into the corner to bring Red Bull right back in this.
It took Red Bull 21 shots to finally beat Zach Campanolo, but the highest scoring team in MLS NEXT Pro finally has that goal. And for Rafael Mosquera, his 10th goal of the season and his 3rd in these playoffs.
Yeah, I just sensed the moment so well, though. When the ball goes on the far side, it's easy as a winger sometimes to sit and become a spectator, and he did anything but that coming in the middle.
Mosquera cutting it infield again. This one thumped out of play. The Red Bulls can feel the momentum swinging in their favor. And there was a yellow card as well for Rold Mitchell for this. Well, that is the first yellow card given out tonight by Jeremy Shear. Right through the middle for Mitchell. On his backside, tries to move it out wide and connects with Curtis Ofori. Through the middle, Benedetti, chance here, 2-2! Rold Mitchell, the equalizer for New York!
Well, right after the goal, Rold Mitchell went into the goal and grabbed the ball to try to go back for the kickoff as quick as possible and picked up a yellow card, and you can see why. Red Bull, after getting the first, the confidence just came in, and Audrey Mehmeti plays a lovely ball into the interior space, and Benedetti just plays this first time. But how quickly is this from the touch? It's just the slightest of a preparatory touch here from Rold Mitchell. There's no backswing. There's no time to react. There's no hope from Campanolo to save that. A perfect finish from Rold Mitchell, who continues to step up in the clutch for Red Bull when they need this most. And they're level in this match.
Took 21 shots for the first goal. It took 2 shots for the next 2 goals for New York. And Rold Mitchell, after his brace last week, on the board here tonight. It's a brand new game at MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. And just like last season, it's the same script so far, where one team goes up 2-0 and the home team storms back. Chance here for Colorado, back post, big save! Austin Kazi keeps it at 2-2.
Oh my goodness, this save is out of this world here. It's a wonderful ball in from Watuta to the back post, and you're just expecting that to hit the back of the net. There's no way he can save that from jump, but he just flies across. He makes his body big and gets a big right hand to it. What a fantastic save there from Kazi to keep it out of the back of the net.
First corner kick for Colorado tonight. It's Sam Bassett to stand over it. Bassett, outswinger, heads go up, and it's cleared away. You could see some of the Colorado substitutes warming up. They were almost celebrating that immediately, as this is over the top for Mosquera. Sent high into the air, Rold Mitchell. Oh, how about that first touch? He's under some pressure. Will trickle to the near side and out of play. A throw in for New York. The crowd sensing the momentum change, as well as these players. 20 minutes to go. Mehmeti picks out Mosquera. Michael Bradley's side has fought back after being down 2-0. Colahuazo for Ofori. Rojas finds space. Couldn't connect back with Ofori. Ball put out of play. There was no whistle on the foul. This portion of the match is brought to you by Sports Illustrated Tickets. Here at Sports Illustrated Stadium, a great venue here in the tri-state area, just outside New York City, for MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. Great crowd on hand. Feels like a final. The crowd, the temperature, it's getting a little chillier, but a perfectly clear night. Mosquera taking off the ball. Hossa with the challenge. Watuta driving forward. Sidi Watuta. Watuta out of play. His eyes got big once he turned that corner and saw a goal.
Yeah, but you can see the quality there, where he's just able to drift to the outside areas, a converted winger by trade, but they look at him more as a number 10. And you can see why, because he still has the freedom in the system to find the game. But for me, the ranginess, the way he just glides by players, ultimately the shot, wasn't able to put that on frame, but had a really good match. The finding of space for him in that little pocket. He slid a little bit more to the left side now with Bassett, at least to begin this defensive shape.
Benedetti down the line. Mosquera. Mosquera the cross. They weren't saved. Campanolo, his turn this time. The intensity in this game has been turned up and up and up in this second half. Mehmeti. Here's Rojas. Curtis Ofori. New step overs and cuts it back. Juan Mina, he looks to deliver, and the header steered away. Rinaldi that time. Gutierrez steps in, and here's Andre Mehmeti again. Mina. Mosquera. Teddy down the line and steered away again by Rinaldi. Gonna poke this away. Mehmeti moves it all the way back. How sustainable is Colorado sitting back like this for these final 17 minutes and maybe more?
I think they're going to have to at times, but the issue for me is less about the defensive posture than the tempo of this match that has clearly changed in the second half. It's been more end-to-end. It's been far more open. There's been a lot more opportunities on both sides, but I think that suits the Red Bull. They've came to, and right now feel like they have the momentum.
Rojas weaving through, taking off the ball. Vidal absorbed the contact and wins the free kick.
But these are the moments where it makes a little bit more sense to sit deep, and this is why they've been under pressure. They've had to absorb, and it's a wonderful early ball in, and a lovely touch there from Worth just to redirect that, but an excellent save as well, just to keep alert. It comes at him quick, but a really good job there from Kazi to stay behind it.
Forward, Gutierrez all the way back to Kazi. Both goalkeepers have had to come up with some big saves here as of late. Kazi for New York, Campanolo for Colorado. Bassett. Here's Wathuta. On the turn, moved out wide for Hossa. Subs preparing for Colorado here momentarily. Over the top. Wathuta deflected and out of play over the roof of the net. It did go out of play. It'll be a corner kick for Colorado. It's the second corner kick of this game. Talk about set pieces being just so important, especially this late on in a final.
Yes, the little details, those small margins, and that's tends to be where set pieces come in, where you lose a runner, you lose a mark on the back post, or you take responsibility. But Red Bull have a few set up on the 6, a zonal marking system, but a hybrid as well to man mark and see some of the physicality.
That ball never made it to its intended target. Straight out of play. And now the subs coming here. Wayne Frederick and Anthony Garcia will be coming into this game. It's the end of the night for Dauda Amadou. Fresh legs coming in the middle of the park. With Frederick, the Trinidad and Tobago international, for Anthony Garcia, the 21-year-old from Honduras. 6 goals, 4 assists, a Honduran youth international entering this game. Sam Bassett, he will exit. Subs 2 and 3 tonight from Eric Boucher. One back in a good area. Garcia coming forward. Garcia! Right again!
My goodness, what a way to make an introduction. The substitute straight off the bench and into the headlines. It comes from a direct ball, and both of the substitutes, Frederick and Garcia, both fight for it. They break through, and then Garcia does the rest. He just drives directly at it. Want to make an impression coming into a game and pay off a manager and make him look like a genius. Come into the match and do this. Score the go-ahead goal in the MLS Next Pro Cup. Right through the legs. It's a perfect strike. Great technique using the slick surface to his benefit. And Colorado Rapids now up 3-2 in the Cup final here.
Garcia had scored in 3 straight games before he did not play in the Western Conference Final. As we'll send it down to Moises Linares, who's with Eric Boucher.
Guys, I'm here with Coach Boucher. What a crazy match. What a crazy final, Coach. What's been working and what has to change in order for your team to come out with a win tonight?
Well, we made a couple changes. Less to match the energy because we know we're still working hard. The guys that just to be secure on the ball. So to get them off us, we have to be able to secure possession a little bit longer stints. Obviously, that goal is a big goal. We knew there was going to be ebbs and flows of the game. We're prepared for it.
Anthony Garcia came in under a minute and he scores. How big is that play for your team?
We'll find out.
Thank you, Coach. Back to you guys.
Good to hear from Eric Boucher as his team now leads in this game. Here's Mosquera. It may not be for long. Going down is Nayworth. Penalty. A point to the spot from Jeremy Shear. And New York immediately has a chance to get back in it.
It's a great response from Red Bull not to hang their heads after just conceding a goal. And once again, Worth does a really good job of a late arriving run into the box. It's intricate passing patterns and really good run in there from Worth. It's a clear foul from behind. You can see the contact coming in. Referee does the right thing, pointing directly to the spot, but lovely late arriving run from Nate Worth coming into the box. He's made a big difference, especially in the second half, and it looks like it's going to be Mosquera stepping up to the spot.
He has scored 2 penalties this season, has Rafael Mosquera. New York Red Bulls 8 of 10 from the penalty spot this season. A pressure-packed moment in MLS Next Pro Cup. Mosquera scores! 3-3! What a game!
Mosquera helps start this play, playing that little slip ball that just finds Nate Worth in the box, dragged down, pointed to the spot, and Mosquera does the rest. He looks like he's gonna open the hips, and then at the last second, closes it. It's a lovely penalty, and then I love the attitude as well, to go grab that ball, to go right back to the spot, and try to get the next.
This game has had a little bit of everything now. 3-3. Under 10 minutes to go, and if not, we're headed to extra time. New York has fought back. When they have gone down, they did it last week, they're doing it again tonight. $9,095 in attendance tonight here at Sports Illustrated Stadium. This is one of the premier soccer venues in the United States. Michael Bradley talked about it coming in. You want to play big games. You want to play big games in this stadium if you're a Red Bull player, and that's exactly the opportunity that these 22 plus are getting to play here tonight. A foul against Mosquera. Free kick back to the Rapids.
And you can hear the crowd riding every challenge in this match, and Garcia does a really good job of just wedging himself, getting that position on Mosquera, and it's part of the challenge for Colorado is to manage their emotions after going up a goal and then conceding, but the substitutes I think have really worked for Boucher to come in and try to give them a little bit of foothold. You know, you mentioned that they're trying to find some possession, but right now having to suffer.
Rojas cutting in, good defensive work there on the far side. Harris goes over. Harris hasn't contributed necessarily from an attacking standpoint, but he has defensively.
Yeah, it's a really clever play too, because he's got a long way to go, and you mentioned they've been under pressure. This just helps them relieve it a little bit to press up a bit. You realize he's not going to maybe make it for pace, and he does a good job of just putting his body in front of Rojas to demand the referee to make a decision, and now allows Colorado push up in possession.
Here come the Rapids looking for more. Rapids have scored 4 goals in these playoffs. Took extra time and they beat the Town in the conference semis. The Red Bulls have scored 5 twice in these playoffs. Full of goals has been New York, as they have been all season.
It feels like there's a couple left, maybe for both teams in this one.
Into the corner, Mina. A dangerous ball all the way across, and Giam picks it up here for Colorado. Back through the middle, Mathuta couldn't get there. Deflection, it's awkward, and Colahuazo sends it airborne. Nadal nods it forward. New York looking to get out and run with Andy Rojas. Getting right at Harper. Rojas. Still Rojas, and Harper played it ever so well out for a New York throw. Talked about last year's final and said if we get anything half as good as that, we'd be in for a treat. But boy, this has been as entertaining as you can get in any game, let alone in a final.
Yeah, absolutely. And for both of these teams, the opportunity to lift your MLS NEXT Pro Cup for the first time for your organization is something to be able to write your name in history. And so far, I think both teams have given such a good account of themselves. The quality on the pitch has been fantastic, but got maybe one more special moment to really take it over the top for each team.
Remember, before this playoff run, you see the foul here, Rapids too had not won a playoff match. They'd been around for 4 seasons. They made the playoffs back in 2023 as the best team in the league, but lost their first game. This has been a historic run for this club. This part of the match is brought to you by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, let's go places. As Campagnolo is taking his time to put this back into play. Futa over the top. Giap settles. Giap flicks it into the middle. The shot on the volley. High degree of difficulty there from Alex Harris.
Good idea here, just to stand this one up, and it's difficult because it's coming across your body. He tries to take it with the inside of the foot instead of maybe going through that one with the laces to try to get on top of it, but a good idea there from Colorado.
Benedetti tried to touch it around the corner. This one stays in play. The line, Hossa, missed touch and out of play. This game has come to life in this second half. 2 goals scored in the first half, both by Colorado. 4 goals total in this second half. Rojas shakes free. Rojas driving forward. The referee will bring this back, and a yellow card is coming out. First one to a Colorado player tonight. It is Stevie Flores into the book.
It's a great ball from Mehmedi to try to change the point of attack, and Rojas clearly has him beat, and the referee rightly allows the advantage to continue on, but after that next tackle comes back and gives Flores the yellow.
New York was preparing a sub, and Tanner Rossborough, that is being held though for just a few minutes. Mina for Mosquera.
I have to wonder if that sub was maybe coming for Rojas, who now with Flores on a yellow, if they can find him in those isolations, can really do some damage.
Here's Worth for Benedetti. Nuhen Benedetti for Juan Mina. The cross parried. The clearance away by Fadal. Mehmedi wins it back and distributes for Mina. New York can sense it, closing in on the 90th minute. 3-3, barreling towards extra time. Mosquera touched away. Mosquera gets it back. Here's Benedetti for Nate Worth. Play continues. No whistle. Jersey tug by Nate Worth. That is a yellow card coming for Worth. Free kick to Colorado.
Yeah, that's great defending from Colorado with the quick step from Harper to win that entry ball to begin with, and a clever little nutmeg there from Frederick, who just puts it through Forey's legs and then is off to the races, and it's a clear tactical foul there from Worth to bring him back and pick up the yellow card for his troubles.
The question now is how much stoppage time will there be? Forey. Good passing here from New York as we are about to learn stoppage time. It is 5 minutes. A whistle here and a free kick coming for New York. Who wants to be the hero right now?
Mitchell has been that guy, getting them to this point. He scored in every single match throughout the playoffs. He's had to suffer, he's come off the match with a little bit of an injury with the shoulder, but you can bet that he's going to be a big target here on this set piece with Mosquera.
2 goals tonight for Mosquera. Mosquera will deliver. The heads go up. Floated into the middle. To the far side, Gutierrez, one of the defenders, gets there first. Here's Rojas. Rojas lifts it in. Mosquera has to take it on the full volley and dribbles it out of play. 4 minutes until extra time. Colorado taking their time here. It gives you any indication of just trying to shorten this game or even get it to an extra 30 minutes. The players getting tangled up. Mina and Garcia. Futa now for Colorado. Good footwork to move it out wide. Garcia. He beats Gutierrez for pace. It's a swing and a miss on the cross and out of play. Goal kick for New York. This game has been played at such a high intensity tonight. Just wonder what 30 more minutes is going to do to these players. It's a final, they'll find something.
Yeah, this is the time you got to dig deep, in Colorado have to take their moments. We've seen they can be really efficient in transition. They've added a few more weapons as well now with Garcia coming into this match that can allow them to get out when they are able to break. And Red Bull have to be careful because yes, they can keep possession. They have more of the momentum right now, the way they've come back in this match, but Colorado have shown that if they take their eye off the ball, so to speak, or just relax for an instant, they can put it in the back of the net.
Free kick coming with 2 minutes to go of the minimum of 5 in regular time. If things stand, this would be the first MLS Next Pro Cup to go to extra time. Free kick laid on here. Garcia sends it in deep here. He'll be tracked down in the corner. Hossa taken by Kazi. A minute to go. Kazi will slow things down. Seconds left in regular time. Mosquera in New York with one more roll of the dice. Moved it behind for Mina. The cutback is cleared. Colorado, right, they get one more chance now. Knotted down. New York takes control. Rojas asking for the switch of play. It never got to him. Colahuazo. Ofori broken up. Colorado looking for one more venture forward. Chiop on the run. Chiop, free kick. Yellow card is out. One last set piece just outside the area for the Rapids.
See, in transition, that matchup between Chiop and Colahuasu is always going to be one winner. It's a lovely little touch there with the left foot just to put it out into the distance. And then the tackle comes in. Desperation there from Colahuasu to not allow him a free run in on goal, especially at this point in the game. And now, at the death, a massive opportunity from the set piece for Colorado to try to steal this one.
Garcia and Hossa stand over it. Kazi organizing. This will just be Anderson Hossa. And this has got to be it for regular time. We're past the minimum of 5 minutes. We'd be headed to 30 more if it stays as is. Colorado get the last say in regular time. Anderson Hossa chips it up. The heads go up and misses everyone. And for the first time ever in MLS Next Pro Cup, we will go to extra time.
And what a match it's been through 90 minutes. Just end-to-end stuff. The momentum has shifted. Colorado came out flying at halftime, taking the 2-goal lead, and credit to Red Bull for climbing their way back again and again, but 30 more minutes, absolutely yes. I'm ready for this.
Sign me up as well. 3-3 in MLS Next Pro Cup. End of regulation. Extra time is next.
Youngest MLS debutant, Kevin Sullivan.
Luna.
Yes! Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
No matter where you're watching this game tonight, on planet Earth or even on the moon, I'm sure it's entertaining. We've been entertained down here, 3-3 between Red Bulls 2 and Rapids 2 in one of the most chaotic finals that we have seen. The highest scoring MLS Next Pro Cup is the first MLS Next Pro Cup to reach extra time. If you are just joining us, boy, where have you been? Knockout stage rules here for extra time. We are headed to 2 15-minute periods of extra time. No golden goal. If it is still tied after these next 30 combined minutes, we will head to a penalty kick shootout. Not like the regular season where it's straight to a shootout. We do play 30 minutes of extra time here in the playoffs. If you're just joining us, here are the highlights. Start all the way back in the 34th minute. Bilo Chiop, not the prettiest goal, but it counts.
No, it's a wonderful ball, though, in behind. And then a lovely first-time ball from Steve Flores to just put it into the path of Diop. It's a little behind, but he does a really good job. And this right before halftime was massive. The long throw comes in, and James Cameron does so well to seal off his defender and then just ride the challenge to give Colorado Rapids 2 the 2-goal lead at halftime.
And then it would continue come the second half. This is when Mosquera and the Red Bulls would wake up.
Yeah, just that extra bit of presence of mind there from Worth to just pick his head up and find Mosquera for the easy ball across. And then just again, Benedetti just sensing right exactly where his strike partner is. And that quick touch from Roland Mitchell just doesn't give any time to react, and a fantastic finish.
Anthony Garcia comes on in the 77th minute. In the 78th minute, he scores.
First touch of the match. That is how you do it as a substitute. And look, he looked like he was in great confidence, driving directly at the heart of the back line. And maybe you thought there that was going to be the winner, but New York Red Bulls did not give up. Again, it was Worth. The late arriving run gets dragged down, and again, Mosquera steps up to the penalty spot, closes the hips, and draws them level.
That was just 3 minutes after Garcia's go-ahead goal. And now we are set for extra time. There's the scoring summary. So many goals, and so many goals in quick succession in this game. This has been just absolute theater tonight here at Sports Illustrated Stadium. We're only a few miles away from Broadway. This has been that. A game that is made for the big stage here just outside the Big Apple. We'll send it down to Moises Linares, who was listening into the huddles there during the break.
Josh Kalin, a brand new game is about to start. Listening into Michael Bradley, focusing more on strategy, pushing forward, finding triangles, associations, finishing the plays, while Boucher, completely the opposite, more of a believing yourself. It is possible. We still have an opportunity. Push for the next 30 minutes, and it will happen. The words of Colorado Rapids 2 coach, making and trying to kind of instill the belief that this could finish in their favor if they stick to the plan. Back to you.
There we go. Extra time is underway tonight in MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. Kalen Carr, Moises Linares down on the field. I'm Josh Eastern. Thanks so much for joining us here on Apple TV. Foul here. Free kick going New York's way. This game has been played at such a high intensity. The tactics obviously will still be there, but we just heard from Moises about what Eric Boucher was talking about. Belief is what it takes here in extra time.
Yeah, he's been consistent with that too when we spoke to him throughout the week. And that was frankly the part where credited his team for being in this position, for getting to this point, was really about the mental strength of this team to go on the road and to be so successful all season, to ride the ups and downs of what the playoffs are. And look, they've had to do that today. They had to suffer in the beginning. They got off to an excellent first half where they take the 2-goal lead, and then right there, it would have been easy to kind of fold, especially after that Roland Mitchell equalizer where they thought, okay, well, that's it. But the substitutes have really helped them. They get the third goal, and then again, doesn't quite get them across the line as of yet, but this is a team that has been through a lot of adversity, and it shows. Exactly shows now. They've got 30 minutes left to see if they can ride whatever comes in these next 30 minutes, but with the way Boucher's talked about this team, it feels like this team's prepared for it.
Eric Boucher, he said the mantra coming into the playoffs was flipping the script. They hadn't beat any of their Western Conference opponents that they played in the playoffs during the regular season. They've obviously beaten all 3 of them en route to MLS Next Pro Cup here in 2025. Curtis Ofori, one of those substitutes. Because we did get to extra time, each team is allotted 1 more sub and 1 more substitution window. Here's Mosquera, a brace tonight. Moved infield, Mehmeti for rolled Mitchell. That one did sneak out over the touchline. It'll be a corner on the way for New York. They have dominated the corners tonight, and the service has been very good from these set pieces.
Yeah, and it's been consistently looking for one thing, with it, which is the in-swinger from either side of the pitch. Mosquera here, his left foot, but then just dropping numbers right in that 6-yard box to just crowd the space and not allow any kind of clean touch there from Campagnolo.
Mosquera towards the near post, and a bit wasteful that time. That's the announcer's jinx there, not the service that New York was looking for there. Colorado has mostly been up against it tonight. We've absorbed 25 shots, 9 shots on target. But on the wrong side of 72% possession for New York. Yet they have hung in this game. They've found the moments that they have needed. Nearly given away, and then the foul comes in. Free kick coming for the Red Bulls. Mosquera weaving through. Foul and a free kick on the way. Jeremy Shear didn't like where that was taken. It's more towards where the foul was. Colaguazo and Gutierrez. Rojas trying to get something going in this game. Infield for Nate Worth. Benedetti back for Worth. Bouncing around the clearance. Here's Wayne Frederick to carry it out for Colorado. Harris. That space closed quickly. Mehmeti for Rojas. Now Worth. Mitchell lays it off. Benedetti through the lines for Rojas. Andy Rojas deflected. Bouncing around and cleared away. Referee had a good look at it all, said it was clean. It's play on. Mehmeti has closed down so many of those potential transition opportunities for Colorado as New York turns forward again. Mosquera. Mosquera deflected, and New York will get it back on the clearance. Chipped out wide. Ofori wants it, and out of play. Not a bad effort there from the substitute. There was an appeal, though, a few moments ago for a handball.
good work. Just getting in those little tight areas, and Rojas just hits that. But for me, yeah, body in a natural position with the left arm tucked all the way in there. I believe that was Stevie Flores. So good look there at it. Red Bull just trying to find that extra little pass to be able to get their shot off on target.
Mosquera moves it forward. Here's Nate Worth. Passing lane broken up. Here's Bilo Giap. Giap couldn't keep it in play. Garcia trying to connect with him. Giap scored the opening goal in this game. And a big header saved by Austin Kazi. Other than that, though, we haven't called his name a ton through that second half, in which we saw 4 goals.
Yeah, and there's just been a few times in possession where Colorado have not been clean enough, whether it's to break pressure and build out, or in that last pass to try to release Diop and others into time and space in transition. And it's either been a step slow or off, or just not clean enough. And ultimately, that's shaded things towards Red Bull, where been able to get a little bit better at the beginning of this overtime session.
Mehmeti. Here's Nate Worth. Worth trying to squeeze it through for Benedetti. Calls for Worth again. Tried to clean it up. It's played over the top. Giap. He's had these Red Bull center backs beat for pace at times tonight. This time, though, it deflects off of the Colorado forward. Let's send it down to Moises Linares with more on Rold Mitchell.
Josh, Caitlin, if you've noticed, it seems like Rold Mitchell is wearing a captain brace, but in fact it's a shoulder brace that was placed on him during the end of regulation time, as he was complaining about some pain. It seems like he's okay, but they're keeping an eye on him right now. Back to you guys.
Yeah, remember when he went down right near the goalpost, they were working on his shoulders. This comes forward again. There was some attention paid to that shoulder. Rold Mitchell, though, not wanting to come out of this game. Right through the middle for Giap. Kazi off his line. It deflected into the midfield. Harris is there to claim it. Marthuta moves it forward. Garcia cuts it in and forced to turn it back. Chipped up again. Giap was there. It's still available and cleared. Vidal couldn't connect with Stevie Flores. Flores again. Almost 10 minutes gone here in this first period of extra time. Rold Mitchell. Mosquera able to keep himself onside. Mosquera trying to pick out a pass. He couldn't do so. This game is stretched from one end to the other. Here comes Garcia. Garcia barreling forward, and it runs through for Austin Kazi. And Rold Mitchell is down on the opposite penalty area now.
There's a number of players now that are down on the ground, stretching, count 5 or 6 across the pitch right now. And that's just how physical this match has been and how much both teams have put into it to absolutely fight through the 90 minutes. And now, already just 10 minutes into this first overtime period, and especially with how open the match has been, both teams, due to the excitement, the stature, and what's on offer, a trophy, just been going end to end, but at some point have to be a little bit more pragmatic of just staying compact as a team, moving up as a collective unit. And these are the small details that I'm sure both managers will be talking about, as far as, hey, look, like when we get our opportunity, that's when we go as a group. But don't want to get too stretched, especially from Colorado's perspective. I feel like that type of match is going to suit Red Bull, and Colorado, when they get out, they can do some damage, but just have to be a little bit careful. I think both managers also want to try to keep their best players on the pitch.
Rold Mitchell is down and receiving some attention in the in the second half. There was a sub that was about to be made by New York that was pulled back. It was Tanner Rossborough, who was moments away from coming on. Instead, it'll be a different change on that front line of Mihir Jimenez, who appears to have his jersey on, and Rold Mitchell. He goes 100 minutes tonight, and it appears his night is going to be over. Mitchell, who had big opportunities early on, eventually got his goal in the 67th minute.
Yeah, and he takes it so well, too, because most strikers would take an extra step here, but he just gets that first touch out, and in that next step, he swings, and there's very little backswing, and the ball's in the back of the net. That's what's so special about him. He can do it in the air, he can do it on the ground, in and around the box, but the sense of timing in the area is something that's very difficult to teach, and does have a pretty good help and some tutoring, though. Bradley Wright Phillips told me he works with him a few days a week, but is really special, and Boucher right here is not happy about something.
Mihir Jimenez, though, comes onto the field. 9 goals, 2 assists. He scored the 5th goal in the conference semifinals against Chicago Fire 2 in extra time.
I'm frustrated because the rules aren't being followed there.
I think Eric Boucher is talking about the off-field treatment rule, because earlier when Rold Mitchell went down, he was not forced to come off the field for 2 minutes. Audrey Mehmeti also received treatment while Rold Mitchell was down in that last sequence as the foul happens here. Mehmeti, though, obviously still on the field. Eric Boucher in the ear of the 4th official. That's Trevor Wiseman down there. To go in this first period of extra time. We should get some stoppage time because of those injuries moments ago. Mosquera. It's down the line. Here's Mina. Mosquera again. Inverted wingers for the Red Bulls to cut in field. Here's Mina. Moves it forward for Bilo Giap. Nothing there. Play on. Two minutes added on at the end of this first period of extra time. Turned over, Garcia running right at Colahuazu's on a yellow card. Garcia couldn't get the shot away. The challenge put in. The referee says play on. How about that? Gutierrez goes over. He was able to lay it off for Benedetti. Now an entanglement and a free kick to New York. Everything is being left out there right now.
Colorado did a good job of picking one off and going quick, and Red Bull a little sloppy in possession in the middle third of the pitch.
Now back the other way. We'll go to Colorado on a free kick.
It's Garcia here. It's just a matter of does he get this touch there, and he leaves it in. I think the right decision from the referee, and then takes exception. That's a big time challenge there. It's clean. Afterwards, the foul comes in, but it's been end-to-end stuff from both sides here.
Ahmedi, take it away. Here's Bilo Diop. Diop racing forward, trying to turn the corner. Diop has an option in the middle. Kazi blocks. Wathuta was all alone at the back post.
That's a great look, though, from Colorado to get Diop in those wide areas, to drag those center backs wide and make them come out and defend in space. And they have struggled mightily when they've had to go out into those areas. Just that final ball, that final pass, is just a little bit missing.
First 15 minutes in the books. 15 more minutes. So much pressure could be put on these goalkeepers in about 15 minutes. They've made some big saves tonight. We still have 15 more minutes. The second period of extra time in MLS Next Pro Cup is on the way. It is a battle of attrition here at MLS Next Pro Cup 2025. These players leaving everything out there tonight. 3-3 between New York and Colorado. The goals have been flying, but the saves have been as well. Austin Kazi, Zach Campanola had to come up big for their respective teams.
Yeah, and Rold Mitchell was at the center of it a lot of times, and it was a lot of Red Bull pressure early on in this match where Colorado had to really withstand some, but this was a ridiculous save. How about that? Coming across the face of your goal there. Just an absolute world-class save there. And then on the other side, a lovely little touch there from Worth, and an equally good save there from Campanolo to keep it out of the back of the net.
This game has been played at such a high level. Both teams going at it back and forth. It has been stretched at times. It doesn't seem like there's ever been really a lull in this game. Credit these coaches and players for putting it all out there tonight. We have 15 more minutes to try to win it. Otherwise, it'll be won via a penalty kick shootout. The first MLS Next Pro Cup to reach extra time, and the highest scoring MLS Next Pro Cup as well. We've had a couple with 5 goals. This one, though, the first with 6.
Yeah, it's been end-to-end stuff. Some really good dynamic attacking play, and then on top of that, some really good goalkeeping, which is difficult to say sometimes when a match is 3-3. It just shows you how open this match has been. But right now, it's a mixture of tactics where each team's managers, you can see, especially with the substitutes, wanting to make sure everybody understands their assignments. But also, it's a moment to dig deep, to be in this moment. You can see so many players are cramping down on the field. Everyone trying to hydrate, get as much fluids as possible in between these breaks. But really, it comes down to digging deep to try to win a championship, to lift that trophy for the first time in franchise history.
A couple of subs coming on for New York. Aymar Modelo and Tanner Rossborough. Aymar Modelo has played just 4 minutes in these playoffs, all the way back on October 19th. There will also be 2 subs on the way for Colorado. Josh Copeland will be entering this game along with Andre Eriksson. Copeland, a 20-year-old who last played at Detroit Mercy in college, was the 26th pick in the most recent Super Draft. For Andre Eriksson, part of that Rapids under-18 side that made the GA Cup final. He made his debut for Rapids 2 back on June 1st. A few things sorted in terms of paperwork with those subs. There is the whistle, and we are underway for 15 more minutes tonight. Second period of extra time in MLS Next Pro Cup. There's Mihir Jimenez, new striker into this game for Rold Mitchell, who could not continue with a few nagging injuries in this game. Jimenez with the foul here, a free kick to Colorado. Benedetti coming off the field for New York. The Red Bulls now lose best 11 player in MLS Next Pro this season. Here's Copeland. Does well in his first action to win a corner kick for Colorado.
That's really smart play here from Copeland coming in as a substitute and just defensively pressuring Ofori, not allow him out of that space, and then recognizing where he is to use that end line as a friend to try to whip one in, and any deflection now creates a good opportunity for Colorado.
The captain, after Amadou went off the field for a sub, Anderson Hossa. Hossa puts this one up, back post, dealt with by Gutierrez. Now to play for a throw-in.
I think they're going to set up for the long throw once again here. Alex Harris coming across, and remember, that's how they got their second goal just before halftime, and James Cameron no longer in the match. He's been substituted, but a number of big options in the box, probably none bigger than Giop as a target.
Harris puts it in. Gutierrez there to deal with it. A chance to run. Goalkeeper's way off his line. Rojas couldn't get the shot away. He's still coming forward. Andy Rojas. Shot was blocked. Rojas goes over, regains his footing, driving infield. Rojas blocked. Mehmeti just to put it up over the top. Rossborough just able to keep it in play. Ofori trying to get across away. Ofori didn't get much on it. And Colorado, all they can do is dump this out of play. Red Bulls on the move again. This one comes infield. Modelo keeps it moving. Jimenez, who is just behind him. Touchdown to play. Throw in for New York. Cross lifted in. Rojas couldn't get there. Steered away on the header. Ofori. Nate Worth deflected out of play. Vincent Rinaldi, right place, out for a corner.
Some desperate defending from Colorado. Erickson just had a good clearance in the air, and this time you can see bodies behind, and that can be dangerous and difficult for a goalkeeper because it can take any deflection on this slick surface and hit the back of the net, but Red Bull continuing to apply this pressure.
Mosquera, near post, flicked through, cleared away. New York comes to retrieve it. Modelo, Rojas for Ofori. Mehmeti moves it forward. Jimenez can't connect. Out wide with Mosquera. Oh. 10 minutes to go. You feel the pace just slowing down a little bit based on the intensity this game has been played at, and we're 110 minutes into this thing. A whistle to send it back to Colorado. longest we went without a goal in this game was from minute 0 to 34. That was the first goal. The last goal in this game was scored in the 81st minute. We're approaching that 34-minute mark between goals. Harris. Good control in tight space. Floated forward. Giap couldn't get onto it. The flag is up for offside. It was Copeland that went just a bit too early.
A really good idea there from Frederick, just to try to lift that one and clip it in behind with Copeland streaking in from that right side. We've seen that a few times in the first half, actually. That worked as a pattern of play for Colorado, and good idea even if it didn't come off there.
Rafael Mosquera exiting this game. His goals vital.
Mosquera had a brilliant day today, and playing on that right-hand side, but as an inverted winger with the left foot, and just brought so much dynamic play, one-on-one, just technically so clean, and just when you think you have him wrapped up, he just finds a way to just wiggle free, and stepped up, showed the personality with the goal, and then after that, the penalty, and a really strong day from Mosquera once again.
It's Dennis Nelic who comes into this game now. 17-year-old to score twice this year, is the rising star of match week 27 in MLS Next Pro. Nelic lays this one off. Rojas. Red Bulls probing again. Colahuazo trying to lift it over the top, and now his effort on goal is well wide of Zach Campanolo. Now with 7 minutes to go, this game's still tied. Starting to think about what penalties could look like, and so many of those starters that have scored the goals in this game, like Mosquera and Mitchell, at least for New York, no longer on the field anymore. It's up to the substitutes, who could have to win this game if it comes to a penalty kick shootout. Whistle blows for a New York free kick.
Lovely little turn there. Just a twist from Nelic, just to find where that space is, and mentioned the substitutes. We've seen some quality coming off the bench from both sides, and Garcia immediately stepping in, scoring the goal, and nice changes from Michael Bradley as well there, brought some life to this match.
Ofori. Rojas. Rojas gets it back from Mehmeti. Modelo. Modelo progressing, deflecting, still loose in the middle, saved! Campanolo keeps it out!
Red Bull do a really good job coming down this right-hand side, and Modelo whips it in the box, and right there, turns so quickly. And how about this from Campanolo? You can see he can barely get an eye to it, and gets down low for his size to get to that ball low with the left hand. Fantastic save to keep his team in it.
The amount of highlights we've had with goals, there's almost been equally the amount of saves. Here's Giap now for Colorado. Giap! It was right there for the Rapids, on the foot of their top goal scorer.
Dream of getting in a position like this, and he just tries to crush it instead of just taking a little bit off and sacrificing some of the power, the big backswing, and absolutely crushes that ball, but not able to get the control needed. A big opportunity for Bilo Giap late in transition.
Ozzy goes long. Giap tries to turn it back upfield. He'll float it out wide for Copeland. Josh Copeland. Taken off the ball is Fidal. Here's Jimenez as it's moved out wide. A whistle here. Referee will bring this one back. No more subs for either side tonight in these final 3+ minutes. It's up to these 22 to figure it out, whether it's in these next few minutes or in penalties. Ball floated forward. Harris is there. Big collision. It was friendly fire as Mehmeti is forced to clean this up. It was 2 Red Bull players colliding. Gutierrez is down after colliding there with Austin Kazi. And this is cause for concern as Gutierrez is down. That was a heavy collision with Kazi flying off his line.
Yeah, you could just see Kazi coming forward in the exact opposite direction from Gutierrez. Does not see the contact coming, of course, and you can see right there coming through, makes the play on the ball, of course, as he has to, but Gutierrez getting the worst of this one immediately. The referee does the right thing in stopping the game and allowing Red Bull 2 training staff to come out and evaluate him.
Jeremy Shear waved the trainers on right away.
We should mention, because there is potential head injury here, that the fact that both teams are out of substitutions would then go out of play, so you would get an extra substitution called a concussion substitution, which is of course the right decision to be able to allow the health and safety to become the most paramount thing in these positions. And I think that also would then open up a substitution for the other side, for Colorado Rapids 2, if they want to make a change to balance it out. But we'll have to see what they decide to do as far as these doctors' evaluations.
Michael Bradley, a lot to think about through these 120 minutes. That warming up is Brooklyn Schwartz, a 20-year-old from Germany. Brooklyn Schwartz has not played in a match since July 31st. It has been quite some time as Juan Gutierrez is exiting this game. Here, Schwartz will be coming on here for the last few moments. The board is up for 3 minutes of stoppage time, and actually Juan Gutierrez coming back onto the field. No concussion sub will be used, at least for now, but we enter 3 minutes of stoppage time. And this game still knotted up at 3. Pressure in the middle. Fidal weaving through and taken down.
That's good from Fidal. Had to get that one right. Red Bull had initiated those pressing triggers of 2 or 3 players, hoping for that back pass and being ready to pounce on it. Was able to evade that pressure and break out at least. But any mistake right now, of course, with this timing would be magnified. So you have to be really clean, especially in the middle of midfield.
Here's Vidal. 2 minutes to go. Gutierrez with the clearance out of play. It never reached extra time in MLS Next Pro Cup. Which means we've never reached a penalty kick shootout either in Next Pro Cup. We're about 90 seconds away from doing that. And a ball over the top that is taken by Austin Kazi. Rojas. Corey deflected out of play. Throw and going New York's way. Could there be one more chance in this game? To throw this back in. Colorado looking for one more chance in this game. Erickson picks it up. Tries to move it forward for Giop. It's broken up. Here's Rojas. New York looking for one more chance. Erickson again. Giop didn't see Nelic from behind. New York trying to get free here. Mehmeti plays it up over the top. Aymar Modelo. Last chance tonight in extra time. Modelo weaving. Modelo trying to slip it through. Nothing on. That is it. 120 minutes gone. Nothing to split Colorado and New York. The focus shifts to 12 yards out. We're off to penalties. Zach Campanolo, Austin Kazi have come up big tonight. They'll need one more big moment. Penalty kicks are next. Ready to go for penalty kicks tonight from MLS Next Pro Cup. 3-3. And now the focus shifts to the goalkeeper. Zach Campanolo for Colorado. Austin Kazi for New York. Colorado won the toss. They will shoot first. Michael Bradley talked to us this week about Austin Kazi and the moment for Kazi. He's been in and out of goal because of Aiden Stokes, who's with the U.S. Under-17s. He said, I had to take him out of goal even when it was a tough conversation to do so, but he stuck with them through these entire playoffs, and now Kazi could get a big-time moment here for New York.
Yeah, and I love the approach right at the end of the extra time whistle. He immediately went over to the fan group, to the supporters group behind the goal, the Empire Supporters Club, and said, hey, we're coming here. We want to shoot at this direction. So that's where I think the home team will have a little bit more of an advantage. We saw even today, earlier in MLS playoffs, we saw Minnesota take down Seattle in penalties, and sometimes that home crowd, that home support behind you can really make a difference. But on the other side, a really big performance from Zach Campanolo, who's been really good throughout the day today. You can see the teammates saying, hey, we got your back, we support you. And the emotional part of penalties are massive, and like, these guys have been tested. It's been up and down, riding the waves of momentum from both teams. A lot of resilience just to get to this point. And these last 5+ kicks, it could go much further, but you know, both goalkeepers I think today have had a really good, given a good account of themselves for a 3-3 match, and should be coming into this with some confidence.
During the regular season, of course, if it's tied after regulation, it goes straight to a shootout. Both New York and Colorado tied 5 matches this year, but going into penalty kicks, New York won 2 of those 5 shootouts. Colorado won just 1. And now it all comes down to this to decide who wins MLS Next Pro Cup here in 2025. Colorado will shoot first in front of the South Ward supporters there to our right. And it is the now new captain, Anderson Hossa, who will step up first for Colorado. Hossa, his first pro season out of UCF, the 23-year-old from Brazil. Here we go with the shootout. Anderson Hossa, slow run up. It's off the post and stays out. Advantage Red Bulls.
Hossa is their normal penalty kick taker and scored a big one earlier this playoffs against the Town FC down the middle. This time hits it towards the corner and it ricochets off the back of the head of Austin Causey and stays out of the back of the net, and you can see what it means to him. A touch of luck and a little bit of despair there from Hossa, who's going to have to put it behind him.
Nate Worth now stepping up. The Chester, New Jersey native, 18 years old. Started his career with the Red Bulls 2 back in 2022. Then spent time in the USL with Tulsa and Tampa Bay. Bit of a full circle moment here for Worth, who's back with Red Bulls 2, still in a very young career. And Zach Campanolo's first test in this shootout. Nate Worth to give New York the advantage. Delivers! New York leads after 1 round.
You want your first kicker to set the tone, and Nate Worth has had a tremendous game today. The assist to Mosquera, drew a penalty already, and this time the little stutter step. He just coolly opens the hips to pick his side. Give Red Bull the 1-goal advantage.
Nate Worth celebrates as he walks back to midfield. Now it's Bilo Giap who steps to the spot. Team leading 16 goals in the regular season and playoffs this year. A goal that opened the scoring back in the 34th minute. Bilo Giap off the crossbar! It's squarely in the hands of New York now!
You can feel the crowd come to life here, and this is where sometimes that home field advantage can start to play in your mind, where all of the crowd is behind the goal and it just throws you off just a bit. Picks his head up just a touch and ends up kissing it off the crossbar, and Causey has had to have a little help from his friends. A few of them hitting off the bar, but now a massive opportunity for Red Bull. Get 2-goal advantage.
It's Mihir Jimenez who steps up, trying to give New York a 2-goal advantage here in this shootout. Zach Campanolo trying to come up with a big moment to get his team back into it. Jimenez. New York leads 2-0 after 2.
Just really confident penalty, stepping up, sends the keeper the wrong direction and just coolly slots it in. Now all the pressure is continuing to mount on the Rapids, where dug themselves in a hole to begin with.
Basically must make from here on out for Colorado. Anthony Garcia, he scored a minute after coming on in the second half. Marauding run up here for Garcia, and he puts one away. Much needed for Colorado.
Garcia doesn't need long to get comfortable and stepped in this match, and his first touch put it in the back of the net here. You can see the confidence with the laces just to pick his corner and strike through it. Excellent technique and a big sigh of relief for Colorado.
Knocking out our camera. Andy Rojas now for New York Red Bulls 2 to put them on the precipice tonight. The Costa Rican international has impressed in these playoffs. Andy Rojas scores! New York is right there with one hand on the trophy.
It's a really confident penalty from Rojas, who has it in his mind from the beginning. He's picked his spot, opens the hips, and just passes it into the corner. It's great pace on it. It's low on the ground, skipping off the turf, and 3 for 3 for Red Bull. Really confident penalty from Rojas.
Alex Harris, it's a must make for Harris to keep this shootout going.